All right, what's going on, guys? Another day
The
in
Buddhist stuff.
paradise. So, I got something to share for you guys, a clip that I have compiled the past couple days basically. Listening to some audio, found this gem, and of course, I want to share it with you guys. Really good, interesting stuff. Make sure you guys tune in, hit the like button, do what you guys normally do. Shout out to Val in the chat. Appreciate you being here, Val, as always. So the title of the stream, White Separatist Scapegoats Mulattoes. Now, the guy I'm going to talk about, you're going to see his image. The guy on the screen, he's a mulatto guy. He's a parliamentary member in the German parliamentary currently right now. They're going to talk about him. But they scapegoat this particular guy I'm going to talk about. He frames and scapegoats mulattoes. He's been doing it for a very long time, several years that I've been basically documenting. And I have a lot of his clips on my other channel, the Mulatto History channel, and I just uploaded a clip over on the my Patreon. So if you guys are not members of my Patreon, I don't know what the hell you're doing. It's a cost of a cup of coffee. Go over to my Patreon, sign up for a Patreon because you're going to get exclusive content there that I'm not going to share over here. As I've already stated months back, not months back, weeks back, let's say that, prior to my vacation. Basically 90% of my operation, all this is going to be uploaded on Patreon behind the paywall. I'm going to jump up here live on this platform, the other platforms as well, TikTok, whatever, IG, but most of my material is going to be behind that paywall. Might as well sign up while you can before the price goes up. All right. So I uploaded a clip over there, and the guy, like I said, on my other channel, the Mulatto History channel, the dude, he's been scapegoating mulattoes for a minute, for a long time. He finds any excuse, any reason to paint mulattoes in a negative light. Remember, the Anglo is more scared and pussy and fearful of the mulatto than any dark-skinned Bantu you can imagine on the planet. Period. I don't care how many steroids or how tall the fucking dark skinned Bantu is. It's LeBron James. It doesn't matter. The Anglo is trembling in fear of the mulatto man who's confident in himself. So we're going to get into this. This guy right here, for a minute, he's been scapegoating us. It's funny because he talks to his own constituency, his own little Anglo fucktard constituency. He talks to them about scapegoating Jews because this guy, he paints it as if it's the papacy. It's the Vatican. He says it's a Jesuit order. It's the Vatican behind everything. See, most of your wingnats, they frame it as if it's the Jews. The Jews are behind this, the Jews are Zionists. Most of your wingnats. This particular fella, he frames it as what's the Jesuits who are behind all of it, the Catholic Church, the papacy, right? But he always switches and curves, and he has like a special interest when it comes time to talk about mulattoes. And he frames us in a conspiratorial manner as if we are basically here to destroy them or we're here to kind of erase them. He's basically in subtle ways pushing the Kalergi conspiracy theory. Now, he doesn't identify that and claim it, but it's the same rhetoric in all their little wingnat, fruitcake circles. It's the same thing. He's not calling it the Kalergi conspiracy, but that's what the rest of the whole, wingnat MAGA crowd, they call it that. This guy, like I said, he particularly scapegoats Catholics, Roman Catholics, the Jesuits. But I've noticed this guy. Like, I've been listening to this guy for a minute when he talks about alternative history, political intrigue, secret societies, and all this stuff, Freemasonry, the occult order, all this stuff. It's very interesting. Well read, well versed. He reads books. He provides a lot of interesting information. But I noticed something about this guy. Like, he's very kind of upset and bothered when the topic of mulattoes comes into play. He looks at us as the same way the radical black supremacists look at us. They look at us as we're here like as an agenda. They don't look at us as just people existing in the world. They look at us as like, well, we're here to basically destroy them. It's an agenda. That's what they push. You have the radical Anglo supremacist here, the same mirror image as their servants, the Bantus, the same rhetoric. They look at us mulattoes as if we are here to serve an agenda to basically destroy these other groups. What other mulattoes out here in the blogosphere are going to talk about this? None. They're too pussy and scared. None. They're not going to cover this. None. That's why you're here. That's why you're over here listening to me. Make sure you hit the like button. All right, I'm going to start this right now. Let's go.
Was the first black member or the first black person to be elected to the German parliament, the Bundestag. And he's half black. His mom was German, but his father was, I believe.
Yeah, his mom is German. He's half black. The guy on the screen. Does he look black? Some people would say he looks Arab. He looks like an Arab. What are you? What are you? What are you, Puerto Rican or something? Right? They're going to ask you, what are you? They don't ask the fucking Bantus, what are you? We know. We're looking at you, boy. Big old nose and shit. Even though this cat's got a big nose. Bald headed. But look at his skin tone. Doesn't look like a Bantu to me because he's not. He has a German mom. Yeah, of course. But watch how they flip it, right?
Cameroonian, if I'm not mistaken.
Of course, these white women laying down with these black men, their offspring are mulattoes and mulattas, and they all identify themselves as black.
Okay, got to stop right there. He said these white women laying down with these black men, creating mulattoes. But it's funny how he never points out the white men who lay down with black women, like Robert De Niro, or like the rapper, the rock artist, what's his name, Machine Gun Kelly. They never point out those guys. You notice that? The white boy, the Anglo boy, he never points out the white guys who have bastard kids with these Asians and bastard kids with these blacks. They never point that out. They jump online and they talk about white women with their kids, but they never talk about the other white guys with their kids. You notice that, guys, when you examine, right? That's the key thing here is he's never going to highlight the fact that you got white boys out here who have bastard kids with Asians, blacks, and everyone else, Latinas. No responsibility, no accountability. Just like Bantus, no accountability. These Anglos act just like the Bantus today. They're victims of the Jews. Now, this guy you see on the screen, he claims it's the Vatican. It's the Jesuit order, right? How are you going to sympathize with somebody who's literally your enemy? This is the hilarious part. You got these pussy fucktards. I see these liberal, not only liberal, but the MAGA fucktards. I'm going to get into that later if I need to, but like the crybaby, biracial baby mamas talking about Charlie Kirk. I might get into that a little later. But they're part of the same stock, right? They got bastard kids by Bantus, and they're crying about their white massa, Charlie Kirk. They're fucking losers. They got black kids by a dark-skinned Bantu, but they're so sorry. They feel sorry for this quote-unquote Christian. That's how they get you. And it's the same with this white supremacist here. That's how they get you. They quote unquote Christianity. They always use that. They cloak themselves in their religion for cover. Just like Kirk did. Cloaked himself in Christianity to hide his racism. That's what this boy on the screen does. Yeah, he's a boy to me. He's a little Anglo boy. He's going to be treated like a fucking boy, even though he's like in his 70s. He's an older dude, not a man. He's a boy. He's going to be treated like a fucking boy out here. Okay, opening his mouth about mulattoes. I don't see none of the other pussy ass mulattoes talking about this. Of course not. course not. I got to be the one to give you courage out here to check these motherfuckers. They're out here putting a target on your back. They work with Bantus in conjunction to frame you as duplicitous, untrustworthy, no morals, no principles. It's the Jews. It's the Catholics. In this guy's case, he blames it on the Jesuits. He blames your existence, you breathing, eating, surviving, living out here in this society. He blames your whole existence on some grand conspiracy. Why are these fucking savages even allowed to think that their opinion matters? I'm talking about the Anglo boy savage, because he's acting just like a Bantu, and we're going to treat this little Anglo boy just like them. All right, let's continue on.
So these white women are increasing the black population.
He's going to say the white women are increasing the black population. I think my computer kind of froze for a bit. It's funny because, like I said, there's no accountability for the white boy who gets his little Filipina hooker and has his little Hapa mixed kids. They say nothing about that. They say nothing about the white boy. For centuries, they created an entire racial category called mestizos. All of Latin America, even today in California, where I'm from, in the Southwest, so Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, Texas, these white boys get with their brown skinned Mexican partners. They create an entire population of mestizos. Nick Fuentes, he's another one. There's millions of them out here. The white boy, because they got white daddies, they create an entire population of these mixed race mestizos, okay? Hispanics, Latinos, whatever you want to say. They've been doing that for centuries. No problemo. It's not a problem. It's only a problem when you are mulatto. For these type of Anglos, when they say mixed race, it's a code word for mulatto. I'm trying to drill this in the head of my audience to understand this. When you listen to all these fucktard Anglo fucking simps, when they say mixed race, it is a code word for anti-mulatto. They're cool with Tim Pool. Tim Pool's half Asian. They're cool with Nick Fuentes, half Mexican. They're cool with Myron Gaines, who's like half Arab, half black. They're cool with all of them. You know who they're not cool with? The mulatto man who's proud. That's who they're fearful, because we're not going to submit and acquiesce to their hegemony. We're like, fuck you, bitch. We're going to fuck you, run you over, and conquer you. We're the only men who will look them dead in the eye and fuck them. The Bantu's not going to do that. The Chicano's not going to do that. The little Chinaman, Asian boy, the Paki, the Indian, they're not going to do that. They are going to acquiesce to the Anglo boy. It's the mulatto man who will look them in the eye and say, fuck you, bitch. Let's continue on.
And they all identify themselves as black. So
then again, not pure-blooded Anglo-Saxon, right? I thought there was a special criteria, though. I thought you had to be pure. What does pure mean? P-U-R-E. I thought there was purity. Isn't that what they talk about? Pure, you're pure. 80% is not pure. So there's special rules. Of course there is. They need the Chicano, they need the Mexicans, they need the Arabs, they need the coon dance Owens, they need these turncoat fucking coon blacks, they need all the numbers they can get. They need them all. They need the Arabs and mestizos and Mexicans. Of course. Their numbers are so low. They're the minority of the planet. They need everybody. They already got the Bantu. We're going to play a clip to let you know what's up when I'm done with this fool right here. Yeah, so 80%. Yeah, last time I checked, that's not pure. Is it? Interesting. Yeah, it's never been about purity. There's no code with savages, with the barbarians, the savages. There's no code. Listen to my commentary. Let's get it going.
These white women are increasing the black population that hates white people. wherever they go. In general,
He says the white women are increasing the black population. Well, can't we say that's what the white boy did in the Gold Coast of Africa? Is that not what he's doing? Is that the white boy not increasing the Latino population? Of course not, because there's no accountability with the white boy. It's only the white woman. You look at some pussy like Elijah Schaefer on Twitter. I see the guy. All they do is cry about white women and who white women are sleeping with. That's all they cry about. They never mention the white boy. Never, unless his political allegiance is not in line with them, like a Robert De Niro, like I said, or the comedian guy. I forgot the guy's name, but they threw him under the bus. I think it's Bill Blur. That's his name, Bill Blur. They threw him under the bus because he wasn't politically aligned with them. But every other pussy fucking white boy, it's all good. Like the guy who's married to Candace Owens, it's all good. They have nothing to say about that guy. Of course not. Yeah, we already know the game. They're losing bad. This is why they need Fuentes and they need the Muslims and Arabs and they need all the numbers they can get. So let me continue on and play this audio.
There are some who don't. So thank you, white women, for betraying your race and for giving birth to these. Generally, you're not married, so they're bastards. So these bastard mulattoes and mulattas that are lawless and grow up to hate white people and commit crimes against us every day.
You guys hear that? He said, so generally these white women who are not married, he's generalizing his own race. His own women, his own race. He's generalizing them. Oh, but they're mud sharks. They're race traitors. Nobody's more of a race traitor than you people. Charlie Kirk got snuffed out by his own race. Okay? Even the guys who did like an assassination attempt on Trump, they were other white boys. It wasn't a black, it wasn't a mulatto, but look at how this little Anglo boy tries to point the finger at you and put a target on your back. When it was another white boy who tried to do in Donald Trump, it was a white boy who did in Charlie Kirk. It wasn't a mulatto. Notice that, guys. My audience, listen, notice that. It wasn't a mulatto who was issuing political violence to these weak ass fucking white boys. Notice that it was their own race tried to do them in. But notice how he scapegoats you. And then he says, oh, thank you, white women, for bringing birth to these mulattoes. He called us lawless, that we're attacking, that we're inclined to criminality and attacking white people. No evidence. This is a fear-monger. And I suspect this guy's got punked by mulattoes because he's a California boy. I'm from California. I'm a California kid, okay? But he's from California. I'm going to get into that later because he's a Confederate sympathizer. So the pussy's not living in the South, but he sympathizes with the weak, conquered Southerners. Interesting. He's a California boy, but he sympathizes with them. And the thing is, it's like this. I suspect this guy got punked by mulattoes back in the 70s because he's a boomer cat. So back in the 70s, he's from Oakland. Back in the 70s, he got punked by mulattoes. And a lot of the mulattoes in that boomer generation, whatever, they had to prove to blacks that they were down with their cause. So they look at a white boy, and we get it. We understand that's basically the modus operandi. For me, I'm trying to tell mulattoes, stop all that. Don't fight whites for blacks. If you want to compete in this society, fight for your own manhood, your integrity, defend the honor of other mulattoes. That's what I'm doing right now. Okay, because this bitch opens his fucking mouth about mulattoes, so now we're going to have to check your ass. Okay, if he was talking about blacks, I don't care. That's their problem. They can handle themselves. They have all the political backing and they have all the financing and sponsorship. Everyone coddles them. That's why you people are in the mess you are in. Everyone feels sorry for them. Colorism, white supremacy, institutional racism. Yeah, we don't need to back them up. You have a lot of pussy mulattoes who don't have an identity. They identify with Bantus. They don't know who they are, right? And that's the issue, is they feel sorry for them and they want to like lend their hand out to be used as a tool. And I tell these mulattoes, look, fight for your own manhood, your own womanhood, your own integrity, your own being. And you have this boy, this Anglo boy right here who's specifically laying you out. He hates you more than the dark-skinned Bantu. This is what I'm trying to point out to my audience. You're going to find these people, these gems. A lot of people ask me, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Yeah? You're going to find that they're going to tell on themselves. I'm going to message, I'm going to email this fool. Let him know we're watching, we're studying you. I've been studying this clown for several years. We have all the tape. Okay. We're watching you. They jump on the internet and they specifically highlight you, the mulatto, putting a target on your back. What the fuck are you going to do about it? You're going to wait for a guy like me to hit the live button and talk shit? I'm not special, but I don't let these fucking savages punk me out here. I'll look this bitch in the eye and fuck them. I don't let these fools run up on me. I'm not going to let the Bantu or the little Anglo white boy. You don't fucking run shit with me. Yeah, you're damn right I'm irritated and upset. These people are too uppity and too cocky running out here putting a target on our back. Nobody wants to talk about it. It's too easy to talk about the weak ass colorism shit. The colorism is only a concept with the dark skinned Bantus. When you get away from the dark skinned Bantu, nobody in civilized society utters the word colorism. That's not even an imaginable concept. Nobody cares about your little color, your dark skin. Nobody cares. That colorism bullshit is only when you're dealing with dark-skinned Bantus. When you deal with the Anglo, see, it's about heritage and culture. He's upset with the fact that you know him better than he knows you. That your family, your heritage, your birthright, you have white people in your family. They're upset about that. They're fearful of that. So he's going to put a target on your back to try to neutralize you in this society. Okay, let's continue on. Like I said, this guy just tried to say, like, paint us all that we're all like bastards that are, because my mom was married to my father. A lot of you listening to me, your parents were in loving relationships. This guy, this criminal on the screen, he doesn't give a shit. He's gonna just frame us all as we're all bastard mulattoes. That's what he's saying. He's saying that we're raised to be like criminals and commit crimes against whites. Let me rewind the clip. This is the rhetoric he's pushing. Dangerous rhetoric. We have to check these savages. They're too comfortable out here spreading conspiracies against you. I don't see any other mulatto talking about this. Of course not. You're too pussy and scared. You need a guy like me. You need the mulatto vanguard to give you some courage, pussy.
Mulattoes that are lawless. These white women are
He's going to call you lawless. He's going to say you're bastards. You're lawless. You don't obey the law. That's what this pussy's going to tell you. Yeah.
increasing the black population that hates white people wherever they go in general. There are some.
He's saying wherever we go in general, we hate white people. We're competing. We're matching your energy. You jump on the internet, get uppity, you talk about mulattoes, and we check your white ass. Just like we check the Bantu. It's funny because that's what the blacks tell you. You never have smoke for your white side. What now, bitch? What now, pussy? Is that what they always say? You never have smoke for your white side. You only talk about blacks. Ugh. That's what a Bantu says. What now, pussy? Sit back, know your place, and fucking listen. The mulattoes have the microphone now. We're talking. So you got the bitch on the screen. He's going to sit there and say, you're lawless. All you mulattoes, listen to me. All you mulattoes, you business owners. I got these men who own businesses. They're the head of their organization. All you men and women, mulatto women, all you got. This guy right here is trying to frame you as if you're lawless and that you're brought up to hate white people. You see how these people try to slide in here and spread these conspiracies about you? They don't think you have a voice. But you have a voice now. And I don't give a fuck if you don't like my voice. Do something about it, bitch. Hop your weak ass up on here and talk. None of you want to do that. You know, you're too comfortable being a pussy. So I got to fill that void. I got to be the bad guy up here and use my voice. So what's up? What's up now? All right. You don't like it? Tough. Show me what else you got.
Who don't. So thank you, white women, for betraying your race and for giving birth to these. Generally, you're not married, so they're bastards. So
he's generalizing, which I do too. That's one of my deficits, is I tend to generalize, I admit. But that's not the case. My parents are married. So now what? My parents, military father, my mother, college educated, master's degree. So now what? You know, debt free, no criminals, owns multiple properties in the United States, successful Americans. So now what? Now what? Yeah, completely debunks this fool.
These bastard mulattoes and mulattoes that are lawless and grow up.
He calls us bastard mulattoes and mulattas that are lawless. And he says that we grow up to hate white people. You see the fear-mongering this boy, this bitch does? Remember, look at the screen. This Anglo boy, he loves the dark-skinned Bantu because they love the arrangement where the dark-skinned Bantu is a subordinate to the Anglo boy. They're comfortable. They love that arrangement. They're fearful of you because you will challenge this weak white boy. You will not accept anything else from this boy. You will compete with this boy. That's why he's fearful of you. He's comfortable in the arrangement with the dark-skinned Bantu. This is what you have to understand. You look at the white boy. He is comfortable with the dark skin. I was in a gym earlier today and I look on the screen, the TV, the football, and I'm looking at like this commercial with Marshawn Lynch and some white boy. You have all these advertisements, all these commercials, the NFL and football and all the sports. I'm seeing all these blacks and whites together in all these sports, television programs, and the advertisement. I'm like, they get along perfectly fine. I'm going to do a whole separate video on this, talking about how when the racial tensions rise, like currently you see the predicament here with Charlie Kirk and the whole the lady that was on the subway in North Carolina, the train or the bus, whatever, the train in the train in North Carolina, the white Ukrainian refugee. You see all the situation, the black attacked her, right? Racist black guy attacked a white woman. You have to understand, with the white boy Anglo, he's not fearful of the dark-skinned Bantu. He's fearful of the mulatto man who will not acquiesce to his authority. This is what you have to understand. They're upset because they don't want black males to have access to white females to have mulatto children, and especially if it's a man. Because we have black fathers, we have white moms. Like, we're not going to acquiesce to the pussy fucking white boy. We're going to look you in the eye, laugh, spit on you, and punk you. We're not going to acquiesce to this bitch. We're going to sit here on social media, live, impromptu, hit the like button. We're going to laugh at you, look at you, and we're going to punk you. You're a bitch. We don't submit to you. That's the dark-skinned Bantu's job. That's the fucking Mexican's job. Their job is to kiss your white ass. That's not the mulatto man's job, bitch. And you're going to fucking learn that. It's not just me. I'm nobody special. I'm nobody special. Trust me. There's going to be plentiful. There's going to be a lot more after me. We don't acquiesce to the pussy fucking white boy. That's not what we do over here, bitch.
White people that commit crimes against us every day, driving whites into the new right.
I specifically bring up Huber, Charles Huber.
So they're going to talk about this mulatto man, Charles Huber, who's a current sitting parliamentary member in the German government. They're going to scapegoat this mulatto man to frame the rest of us as being duplicitous and evil and anti-white. Okay, this is what they do.
He was Catholic educated and he's a practicing Catholic. And so, as I said, for the last 12 years, he's been a member of the German parliament. In his 12 years or so that he's been in the German parliament, he's done everything he can to combat racism and white supremacy in Germany.
A white nation, of course, you will have white dominance because the whites founded it. It's their country. It's their language. It's a white language.
It's their language. It's their country. Of course, you're going to have white dominance. But look at you now. Look at you now. You got to run to Pennsylvania, as a separatist, okay? He's got to create his own little special land. I heard they have that out there in like Arkansas. They want to create their like little whites only. Good. I mean, that's cool. I've traveled this country. I've been to places like Point Falls and Idaho Falls, and you travel the Northwest, and that's mighty white. good. Like, you already have places like that. So I don't know why you act like it's so special. You gotta go to Arkansas and create a little compound. All the publicity for all that, they're trying to make it all public. And you know, you already have places like this, and you Montana, and whatever. But that's this guy as well. He's one of these dudes. Like, he's a California boy, and my suspicion is he got punked by mulattoes back in the 70s. Okay. Or I think he was in the Air Force, in the military. Some mulattoes probably tried to punk him, and he's still scarred from that. So he's coming out here trying to frame all mulattoes as bad. See, he likes blacks because he's a typical Anglo. Because they like the arrangement. They have these boys eating at the palm of their hands. I'm going to play a clip to reinforce my suspicion when I'm done with this clip. This is what it is. Yes, he's fearful of us because we're gonna punk you. You're not gonna run over on us and pull this bitch shit, and you fucking know it, boy. You know you're not. See, I've been dealing with you people for 30 plus fucking years. You're not gonna run over on us and try to punk us like that. You know it's not gonna go the way you want. You know your hands are gonna get dirty. There's gonna be some blood. It's not gonna be easy. Go mess with the Mexican. Go talk to the fucking black. Don't fuck with us. You can try, but you're not going to get the results you want, bitch. That's why you're scared. Because this guy's sitting here talking about like, oh, it's a white language, a white country. Of course it's going to be white. Oh, look at you now, bitch. Look at you're scrambling for answers. You don't have as much control as you think you have, do you, boy? You think you got control. You think your violence is going to be just, but the violence is matched every fucking day. And your numbers are lower than everybody else's. You don't have the numbers to keep this up. You don't even have the technology. I saw some pussy on Twitter try to tell me about the weaponry and technology. I'm like, you turn it on your own fucking people. You turn your technology on your own children. All these school shootings that we see, Charlie Kirk snuffed out by another Anglo boy, a Latter-day Saints, little Mormon boy, little Groiper. Yeah, your own people snuff you and turn you out. Your technology you're using against your own. So it's just funny how this boy gets up here getting all fucking uppity, talking about mulattoes and shit. I get a real kick out of it. This guy has been pushing this shit for years. And I've been very quiet. I've uploaded some clips, whatever, on my channel here, but I've been watching this fucking boy. He's been talking about us putting a target on our back with his audience for years. He's framing us as if we are the reason why they're losing. And that's what they do. They push this Kalergi conspiracy. They push these, because you talk about with the blacks, they talk about the mulatto problem, right? Chancellor Williams, the mulatto problem, all that stuff. But the white boys talking about the Kalergi plan. So on both ends, they're pushing these conspiracies to maneuver mulattoes in a subordinate position. My whole thing is, I'm talking to the men. Why do you think this is acceptable? Do you find this acceptable? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to join an MMA gym? Are you going to train MMA? Are you going to go buy some firearms, learn some skill sets? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? This is not a fucking game.
White history. So what this is this savage mulatto is busy destroying white Germany.
So this mulatto man who's had to basically what climb up through shit with all these racist whites in Germany to get to his position, he's had to compete 10 times harder than any pussy white boy in Germany to get to his position. He's going to sit there and say, oh, you're a savage mulatto. It's part of a conspiracy. You're just there to destroy the white people. This motherfucker's half white. He's got a white mom. How is that in his interest to destroy white people when that's part of his bloodline, his heritage, his family? Like, how does that benefit him? That's who he is. That's part of who he is. He has a white German mom, the guy you see on the screen. My mom's white and German as well. Coincidence. Maybe that's why I'm amped up talking about this. It's like this guy, like, that's part of his heritage, his bloodline. This guy's probably had to go through shit just to get to his position. He's had it 10 times harder. But then you have this pussy white boy, California guy, okay, who's basically trying to frame it that this mulatto is just a conspiracy. The Jesuits, the Catholic Church, they put him there to destroy white people. They're spreading this fucking shit on the internet, guys. This is what they're doing. And I don't see any other mulatto who's checking them and challenging them. They're too comfortable putting a target on your back, making life reality more difficult for you out here.
And that is genocide, for which he should be prosecuted for high treason and executed.
Okay, so yeah, he's basically an American terrorist, a white separatist American terrorist. I'm gonna email this pussy, let him know we're watching his ass. He's basically saying this parliamentary member in Germany should be deleted. His own words out of his own mouth, not mine. He literally said, "Oh, it's treasonous. He's spreading conspiracies." But of course, he's going to push the whole First Amendment. I got it from an American First Amendment. Yeah, for him. Right. But then if it's someone else, who expresses First Amendment, the white boy ain't going to like that, is he? Oh, no. You got to get fired. You got to get fired. Right. You're going to lose your job. You can act just like some of these fruity ass blacks who push, I found your LinkedIn. We gonna call your employer like this. We gonna call CPS, right? Just like some gay black. It's the same shit. You see what they're trying to do the same thing. The whole cancel culture.
Start getting rid of them. It only happens to white nations where these blacks either are born here or the mulattoes here or they come here. They're all wanting to end blacks, white supremacy in historic white nations, which is white genocide.
He's saying, oh, well, the mulattoes who want to end white supremacy, he's calling it white genocide. You see how he tries to like twist it? So the mulatto who's born in the country, that guy, in the case, the guy on the screen was in Germany. He wants to make the conditions better for him in that environment, expressing his grievances with what he sees. All of a sudden, this weak, frail, pussy white boy has an issue with that. But when the white boy invades the land, wherever the white boy goes, it doesn't matter. It could be in South Africa, United States. They want to make the conditions better for them. They're going to complain about black supremacy. They're going to complain about Asians or Muslims. They're going to complain. But see, it's okay for them to express their grievances with the government, with the land they're in. It's not looked at as treason. But when the mulatto man who has his birthright, has a German mom, a German mother, he looks at the society he's born and raised in, his own heritage. He wants to challenge and change things to fit him. He doesn't look at you as like, oh, you don't deserve that citizenship. You're part of a conspiracy to hate on whites. But yeah, he's half white. How does that work? How is a white boy? This is why this guy's losing. This guy's crying because he doesn't have the sponsorship and donorship. He wants the white people with big money to sponsor him. He's not a big enough shill like a Kirk or a Fuentes, so he's not going to get that, or whatever, Shapiro. He's not going to get that sponsorship and donorship because he's upset too with his own folks because they're not sponsoring his ass, and but I'm just saying, like, look at how it is. Like, he frames it, mulatto man, German mom, born and raised in Germany. He's part of the German government now, worked his way up through the ranks. And this pussy white boy from California that lives in Pennsylvania is trying to frame it as if it's some grand conspiracy and this mulatto is committing treason. You guys see how they spread their violent racist rhetoric? This guy literally publicly said that dude should be executed. I'm going to rewind it. These are the white terrorists who love the dark-skinned Bantus. They're afraid of the mulatto man. I'm going to listen to this boy. Because this is what they spread on the internet, on YouTube. I found this clip on YouTube. And they spread this stuff thinking it's just normal and that we're not going to watch and observe and analyze it. Listen.
Born here or the mulattoes here or they come here. They're all wanting to end blacks, white supremacy in historic white nations, which is white genocide.
He's saying a mulatto man who wants to end white supremacy is white genocide. Well, the other can be, it's to say, like, if a mulatto man wants to end black supremacy, well, what are you going to complain about that? Of course not. He's okay with that. It's all about him. Yeah. I talk about black supremacy on my platform all the time, all the time. right? And it's kind of getting boring. This is more interesting, right? Checking this fucking white boy is more interesting. It's more intriguing to me. I feel like there's more gains from it, right? We've already covered the whole Bantu thing. Look, they serve these white boys. So you see the white boy on the screen, all the Bantus, you cry colorism and dark skinned Bantu, blah, 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 blah. It's boring. The dark skinned Bantu serves the fucking white boy you see on the screen. Get it through your thick fucking skulls. All you little mulatto boys who don't want to call these fucking bitches out. What are you scared of? What do you have to lose? And mulattoes aren't going anywhere. Our numbers are rising. When you look at the environment, the trajectory, whose numbers are going up and whose numbers are going down? What do you have to lose? Okay. The future generations depend on it. This boy, this little Anglo boy, even though he's 70 years old, to me, he's weak, conquered. He's a fucking boy. He's putting a target on your back, and he's calling for mulatto politicians to be executed. What the fuck do you mulattoes have to say about that? Nothing. Church mice. You need a dude like me to give you some fucking courage. And he's talking about somebody in Germany. I've never been to Germany yet. It's part of my heritage. Like I said, my mother, through my mother's lineage, German. I've never been to Germany. Been to Europe, but France, England, Netherlands, Belgium, but I never been to Germany yet. But this dude, he's an American boy, and he's talking about German politicians. You see how, as far as geopolitically, they're observing and watching around the globe who's in office, etc. And this guy publicly called for the execution of this mulatto politician. Who else is talking about this? None of you fucking mulattoes are talking about this. None of you. So I'm the bad guy. I got to be the bad guy up here to talk about this, to defend the honor of this mulatto man who this pussy fucking white boy is literally publicly calling for the execution of this mulatto man that's in the German parliament. Nobody else is talking about this. You're going to be made aware when you listen to my program. Make sure you hit the like button.
It can be a crime, a capital offense.
Yeah, so as I said, this humor was Catholic educated. He's been very, busy the last.
He's Catholic educated. Okay, cool. Yeah, just like Fuentes. Yeah, cool. Just like half of your politicians. They're Catholic educated. The universities, Loyola, Georgetown, most of the universities are Catholic. The Catholics, they have the universities and the hospitals in the United States. Those are the institutions they dominate. Okay.
12 years or so, trying to.
And most of Europe is Catholic. Most of my students, I have students that are European, like they're all Catholic. Most of them are Catholic. It's a Catholic, that's where Rome has ruled. I mean, most Europeans are Catholic. So I don't, like I said, because he blames Catholicism and people who are practicing Catholic, and he never talks about Jewish people, which I get it. Like the Jewish people are so scapegoated in society where it's kind of like annoying, to be honest with you. Like for me, like I get it. Like the whole thing with the Zionism and the current occupation, like with Gaza and the Palestinians, like, when I'm definitely more on that side as far as like they gotta like stop this war in Palestine and free Palestine. I'm on that side of things. Okay, like with the extreme Zionists and the IDF or whatever. I'm not with the IDF. What I'm saying is that I'm on the side of the Palestinian people as far as their right to exist. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm pointing out is that like the Jewish people, like the Jews, they're scapegoated so much. Like these white supremacists have made it like kind of a cool hip thing. And you have a lot of pussy punk ass fucking mulattoes who are bitches who are hiding behind an avatar who play into that. They think they're fucking cute. And I see all of you fucking pussy, you punk ass mulattoes. I see you bitches. I've been in some of the Discord servers and I've seen you fucking pussies. You think it's all cute to talk about the Jews, and like you guys are like trained by these fucking wingnats and shit. You think it's so cute. You're so sophisticated and edgy and like your little groiper, little fucking fruitcake fucking Discord little servers. You think you're doing something special. easily scapegoating the Jews, but none of these mulatto pussies, they ever jump up on here publicly talking any shit. They hide behind an avatar. They dox and they stalk like little bitches you are. They're never a man of their word. They never hop up on here and speak with their mind. This is the issue. Like, and it's just they easily scapegoat the Jews, and it's really boring and tiresome how they scapegoat the Jews for everything. That's the thing, my position right here. Okay, I'm not with the whole Zionists and the whole occupation of Gaza and all that. Fuck no. You see what you see, like children being harmed over there in Palestine. Fuck no. Like in the public, the sympathy for them, for Israel, is like down the shitter. That's why like the recent acquisition with TikTok, they have a new ownership, and it's going to be basically Zionists. They're going to completely flip the algorithm, and they're going to basically, even on Instagram and all these apps, like they're going to make it to where you can't criticize Israel, and like no pro-Palestine shit. It's that's what they're doing, right? They control it. So yeah, it's a complicated issue. I'm going to continue moving on because I got to stay focused here. It's a complicated issue, but let me stay focused.
Organize these committees and these meetings to say, we need, we have a systemic problem of racism and white supremacy in Germany, and we need to get rid of that, not only in Germany, but in all of Europe and in all historically white countries. So that'll make us, a better place. Because after all, diversity is our strength. Don't bother me with facts.
Yeah, don't bother me with the facts. We got a religion to promote here, and the religion is forced miscegenation under equality, universally.
He says forced miscegenation. He pushes that rhetoric a lot. Nobody is forcing you pale, pussy, weak, no swag, white boys to forcefully race mix with anybody. You guys have been voluntarily doing that for generations and centuries. You got these white boy passport bros going to Thailand, going to the Philippines, mixing with all the Asians, going to Brazil, going to Colombia. Nobody's forcefully telling you pussy weak fucking white boys to mix with these other races of people. You do that on yourself. But listen to this boomer bitch. This boomer bitch is sitting here acting like it's forcefully. They're forcing on us. They're forcing us to mix with these blacks. Remember, race mixing, when you listen to the Anglo white boy, when he says mixed race, I'm telling my audience, I'm going to tell you people every fucking day I'm up here. When the Anglo white boy says race mixing race, he's not talking about Hoppas. He's not talking about Asians. He's not talking about Latinos, Mexicans. When the white boy says race mixed, he's talking about mulattoes. The men, particularly the byproduct, because we're not going to acquiesce and get punked by this fucking bitch. They study history and military. They understand what happened in Carthage with Hannibal. They understand what happened in Haiti in 1804. They understand when the mulatto generals get into power, they can round up the blacks and it's go time. That's why they hated Colin Kaepernick. I started to see this flip, this switch with the Anglo public consciousness back in like 2015, 2014, when the whole Colin Kaepernick thing started to go on. It wasn't because of Obama. It wasn't because of Obama, the mulatto. It was because of Colin Kaepernick. When he had all these blacks lined up and kneeling for the national anthem, the Anglo white boy got scared because it triggered in their mind. They realized, okay, the mulatto has a lot of power. They can inspire and motivate blacks and mobilize blacks. And it basically instilled fear in them. It was when Colin Kaepernick, and I publicly said this even from day one when I started this channel or making videos on this channel 3 years ago. And I said that that's when I started to see the switch in society with how the white boy was more fearful of us. Was when they saw with Colin Kaepernick, when they see that mulatto can inspire blacks to stand up and start to fight, they get very, very fearful. That's why this boy right here is very upset with mulattoes. Okay. Because they already have blacks maneuvered where they want them. Okay. But when they see the mulatto jumping up, trying to negotiate a better deal, they get very uppity. And now what they're trying to do is they're trying to spread propaganda against you, put a target on your back, frame you as duplicitous, right? All the Nick Fuentes types, and they talk about race mixing and all this shit. It's all anti-mulatto rhetoric.
Equality, that we can be better every way. But I'll tell you this, because I lived through the civil rights movement. Things are worse today than they were in the 1960s, when there was racial separation. Worse today with all this miscegenation. And it's worse.
It's worse today with all this miscegenation, all this blah, blah, blah. Yeah. See, he could easily go somewhere like Poland. I have students in Poland there. It's all white. Like, he could easily go somewhere like Ukraine. Ukraine might be difficult today, right? Because there's white on white crime. That's what these savages, these barbarians do. They kill each other and hate each other, right? But they turn it and try to scapegoat blacks, These fucking savages are hilarious. They blame the blacks, but it's fucking whites killing and hating whites, right? Like Charlie Kirk. You see what's going on in Russia, Ukraine, bunch of white savages attacking whites, but he's gonna blame the blacks, blame the mulattoes. Typical fucking savage. So that's the thing. He could easily go to, like I said, Poland would be a good option. He could easily go to Denmark. He could easily go to Sweden, Norway. He can go anywhere. Even go to the Northwest. You don't have to go too far, boy. Okay, he's in Pennsylvania. You can go take your white ass back up there to British Columbia. You can go to Montana. I've been there. Beautiful state. It's all white. You can go to Idaho. All white. Go to Point Falls, Northern Idaho, Spokane, Washington. All white. He could easily go there. Nobody's forcing you to race mix. Nobody's forcing you to deal with the blacks or the Mexicans or the Asians. Nobody's forcing you. But why is he so bothered by this? And he never calls out the white boys who are passport bros, who are going to Colombia, Brazil, and Thailand. He never calls out the white boy who wants to get a brown-skinned Asian woman. Isn't that interesting? No accountability for the white boy, but you bet your bottom dollar he's going to talk about that white woman and who she sleeps with. So that would be the patriarchy angle where this boy, and sadly, a lot of these people, they're programmed to serve white boys. Like these have mulattoes. I'm not going to name names, but yeah, they're sitting here. They're programmed like to be worshipped and serve them. And that's cool. It just, yeah.
Today for the white people. Black crime against us every day. They want to take something from us every day. They're entitled to take what we have worked for every day.
We're entitled to take. He's throwing us with the blacks because that's what they typically do. The white supremacists. Remember, the whole one drop rule. See, nature, mulattoes have always been independent class from black centuries. That's been nature. How the hell can you be a part of them when you have a parent who's not black? You're a whole different entity. But the white supremacists, with their government apparatus and their illegal laws or illegal social edicts, public edicts, I should say, they made it a law. They forced us in with blacks to subjugate mulattoes, right? So that's the thing with this guy. Like, they're trying to force us in, like, in that they're using the white supremacy, the one drop rule. He's going to throw us in there with the blacks, right? Right. When that's not nature. Mulattoes have always been independent from them. But guys like him want to throw us in there to neutralize us, also because they feel safer. They feel safer. They feel like we're more contained in that regard. When we're out here free thinkers, then we realize we're looking at you laughing, talking shit. Like, bitch, you're not going to fucking run up on me like that. You're better off fucking around with the Mexicans and blacks. Don't fuck with us, pussy. You think this is something now. You just fucking wait, boy. You wait over the next decade. This is nothing right now. You just wait.
I tell you this, when I was stationed in Germany from 74 to 77, last thing those German men wanted to see was their white women fornicating with those black GIs. They hate.
Again, his whole thing is with the white women with the black GIs. He says nothing about the white GIs who are going to Africa. I already talked about this on my other channel, Mulatto History channel, where you have white British soldiers who went to Kenya It impregnated local Kenyan women, have mulatto children, and they just left. They left. And so now the Kenyan woman has a mulatto child, and they're basically stuck like with the bill, having to take care of a whole child by themselves. And then there's local Kenyans who are bringing charges, and law firms who are suing the British government for employing and allowing these British soldiers to do this. They're making an extra tax burden on the Kenyan society. Right? They never talk about they have nothing to say about that. There's no responsibility for the white boy. All the responsibility is for the black man and the white woman. That's how he looks at it. You guys see this interesting type and style of racism where there's no responsibility for the white boy, right? All the it's everything is the misandry is specific. It's anti-black male misandry, and it's also anti-mulatto male misandry, and the misogyny is specific. It's anti-white female misogyny. Because earlier he tried to frame it that all these women are just whores. He tried to say that most of them, they have bastard kids and blah blah. Like, you fucking pussy, my mom is married. A lot of you guys who are listening to me, you're my audience. Like, we come from families that were married. Our parents were married. We come from loving unions. But this boy, it shatters his whole narrative. All right, this is a white separatist. Okay, he needs to stay his white ass where he's at in Pennsylvania, or he could take his bitch ass to northern Idaho. That's perfectly fine. That's militia country. All the white supremacists and all the militias, you all got your guns. You can all fuck each other, fuck your cousins. You can all stay up there. That's perfectly fine. Or go to Poland or go to these other countries. I don't understand. Like, he's trying to frame us as a duplicitous, problematic group. And that's a big problem. It's a big problem because we're watching your fucking ass now, bitch. And I'm not playing games with you, pussy. And you think I'm not even like a special dude. I'm just one guy with a microphone, a nasty attitude, and some fucking balls. But these other mulattoes who are listening to me, younger than me, impressionable, they're tuning in. They're not going to take too kindly when they see the rhetoric that you're espousing on us. You're trying to put a target on our back. We're watching you now, boy.
Last thing those German men wanted to see was their white women fornicating with those black GIs. They hated it. It was shoved down their throats. And that's the black French, the black British, and the black American GIs who couldn't.
See, it's very specific with this white boy. It's anti-black male misandry. He has nothing to say about the white boys who created an entire race of people, Latinos, mestizos. He has nothing to say about that history. He ignores history. He has nothing to say about the white boys who went to Japan, China, Taiwan, Philippines, Thailand to create happas. He has nothing to say about that. And I just already gave an example about the white British soldiers I talked about on my other channel who went to Kenya. Nothing to say. He relinquishes all the guilt for the white boy. His specific racism is anti-black male misandry. It's specific towards black males. He doesn't like the fact that black males is because he feels like he's conquered. That's what it is. And in ways I understand his anger, but I get it because it's a way, like, you listen to hip hop, that's what it's all about. Like I was thinking the other day too, like with Tupac, he had the song, the diss track for Biggie Smalls. What was it? Hit 'em up. The first line he says, and that's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker, right? That's what hip hop is all about. That I fucked your bitch, I got your woman. And that's kind of what it is. It's about conquering another male by sleeping with their woman or cheating. And that's why I'll be honest, I played a Drake track because I like Drake. He's a mulatto man, and they hate him because he's mulatto. So I like Drake. I like him more nowadays because they hate him because he's mulatto. But Drake, a lot of the criticism he faces, and I understand why he gets that criticism, because he sleeps with a lot of guys, females. That's what he's been basically branded as, a guy who basically takes people's chicks. He smooth talks, sweet talks, and he takes people's chicks, and a lot of people don't like him because of that. He's a smooth talking mulatto. He can rap and he can sing and he takes people's chicks. And so it's a kind of a form of conquering another group of males. Okay. So I kind of went off right there, but the thing is that this guy right here, it's very specific. He relinquishes any responsibility for the white boy in what he does on their lands. All his energy is towards black males. These black British, black French, blah blah blah, black GIs. They're getting with these white women, creating these mulattoes, and he's upset because these mulattoes getting the power. The fucking prime minister in Wales is mulatto. And you have sitting parliamentary members in Germany, mulatto. They're upset because the mulattoes ascend to the highest office of the land, the United States, Europe, Africa, the Caribbean, South America. It does not matter. The mulattoes will always ascend to the highest office. This boy doesn't want to give you your credit in that you had to work through shit. You had to dig through mud and sweat, blood, and tears to get where you're at. He doesn't want to give you credit. This fucking boy, this white boy on the screen, he wants to say it's a conspiracy. The Jesuits are purposely doing that to attack the whites. That's what he's going to try to say. He's not going to give you your credit. All you mulatto men who work your fucking dick off, your ass off to get where you're at. He doesn't want to give you your credit for all the work you put out here. No. He's just like another one of these boys who he's just like the blacks who want to say, oh, it's because of colorism. The whites put you in power because you light skin and you mixed and they're not comfortable with the dark skin. This fucking white boy is just like them. It's the same rhetoric. He's going to say it's a conspiracy. It's because the Jesuits put you there. It's not because you're a hardworking man. No. This is the type of shit they spread out here. Nobody's checking their bitch ass. I got to be the bad guy. Perfectly fine with it. As long as the public gets this information, you guys are made well aware. Screen record everything. Screen record this. Record this. Because eventually they're going to shut me down. They're going to get tired of listening to me. They're going to shut it down. Screen record it. Make sure you have a copy of it. Keep it in the archives. That's the whole point. The whole purpose here. That information is getting out into the public. The public is made aware. These people are putting a target on your back. They see you as your own entity. You may not think you see yourself as an entity. A lot of pussy bitch ass mulattoes still think they're a dark skinned Bantu. I did a meme, or I posted like a meme on my channel where it's like a mixed woman looking in the mirror and she's fucking confused and she thinks she's like a dark skinned Bantu. She looks in the mirror. You guys see it. Go on my community tab. Some mixed curly hair. You're curly hair. You got light skin. And I swear to fucking God, I see somebody, especially on TikTok, some of these mulattoes, I mean, oh my God, it is so despicable. They literally think they are a dark-skinned Bantu. This mulatta has a fucking white mom, and she'll look in the mirror and she thinks she is a dark-skinned Bantu. Oh, I'm just light-skinned. No, bitch. You are half white. You're a mulatto. It's crazy. They think they're black. Some of these people you run into. So yeah, screen record this shit because they're eventually going to get rid of me. I mean, they're tired of me. They're gonna be irritated by me. So screen record it. Make sure you have it in the archives. Okay. Make sure you get this information. Save it. Let's continue on.
Get enough white vagina. That's their preeminent topic of conversation. And I saw it. But go ahead.
Well, okay, people will talk about Jim Crow in the American South from, say, the 1890s all the way up to the 1960s. But something people don't realize is that when the United States had troops in the UK in the 1940s, the British local, I guess, council, like city councils, had orders that the blacks were not allowed to leave the base, their respective bases. They were not allowed to go.
That's right. And I saw a special on all these little English mulattoes that were fathered by their black American soldiers. There must have been 25 or 30 of them all in the same picture. That's okay. That fornication, bastardy, that's okay, because after all, they were black soldiers and And white women would have their bastard babies. They did that in France also.
Mhm.
Everywhere they went, they wanted to get that white vagina.
Okay, but as I said, people were talking about how bad prejudice and Jim Crow was in the United States,
And I wanted to highlight that again. I'm telling you guys hear the misandry there, the anti-black misandry. So to him, the whole race mixing, remember, with the fucking white boy, it has nothing to do with Indians, Bengali, Pakistani. With the white boy, it's nothing to do with that. It's not about Asian, East Indian, or East Asian, South Asian with the white. It's not about that. It's not about the mestizo, the Mexican with the white. It's not. When the white boy says race mixing, it is a code word for anti-mulatto. They are anti-mulatto, specifically the men, as I'm telling you, because they look at Obama, they look at that member of the German parliament, they look at Colin Kaepernick, they look at the military generals and mulattoes. We don't acquiesce to fucking white boys. We have a solid history of competing and challenging with them. So they're upset about that. There's a misandry here. It's funny because, yeah. I was gonna say, because you have like these spaces, these red pill, whatever spaces, and it's like it's all the same like white boy incel shit. You have the fresh and fit fruitcakes, and like their whole audience is white boys. Andrew Tate, his whole audience is fucking white boys. And even when Andrew Tate, like I shared some of his stuff on the channel, like he'll troll his own audience. He'll say, "Oh, how good it is to be mixed and how it's superior to be mixed." And his whole white incel audience, they get enraged. Whenever he talks about how it's cool to be mixed, his white boy audience, they don't like that. He has a large audience, of course. He brags about how he was the most Google searched man of like 2019 or 2020, whatever year it was. But he trolls his own audience about that. And it's I want to point out the misandry with this guy. Specific anti-black male misandry. He doesn't say nothing about white guys who impregnate women in other countries, Vietnam, Taiwan, Philippines. He has nothing to say about that. Coincidence, isn't it? But he has a big problem when a black guy gets with a white woman. He has a big problem because he thinks he owns white women. But you're finding out, aren't you, boy? You don't own these women. Quite the contrary. They got your bitch ass by the balls, simp boy. You're finding out quite the contrary. This whole mutiny, and I see it. There's a high level of mutiny. The more hate you have towards these black males, these females are rebelling against that. They're thirsty for power. And you've made them your political heads across the land. And you're really getting fucked because of it. But I'm telling your bitch ass right now, blaming the mulatto because of it, it's not going to work out well for you. You can blame the Jesuits, you can blame the Jews, but your fucking stupid bitch ass better not blame the mulatto men for this. Because we're watching your fucking weak ass. Andrew Tate's not going to save you. Subscribe, pay for his little subscription base, whatever he has. I don't know. He sells courses to you incels. That's cool. That's fine. You guys like Andrew Tate, whatever. His old white boy, he's making his money, millions off you people. That's cool. But he's not going to save you. The rest of us out here, we're watching your ass. Okay. So you can blame the women. You better not fucking blame us. And if you do, you bet your fucking ass we're watching and listening to your ass.
maybe it was. But
Well, I'll tell you this: Jim Crow prevented forced race mixing between blacks and whites, and in that sense, it was good. And
He said Jim Crow between blacks and whites. Remember the whole thing? I tell you guys, like with this guy with the whole race mixing, it's all black and white. He doesn't give a shit if it's white and Asian or white and Hispanic. They created an entire race, Latinos. They don't care about that. To him, it's anti-mulatto. I'm trying to get my audience to understand. Like, if you're mulatto, you better wake up and smell the coffee. They're plotting and scheming against your ass. He said forced race mixing. Forced. It's forced. Nobody's forcing you anything. Who forced Robert De Niro? Who forced Machine Gun Kelly? Who forced these people? No one's forcing these white boys. You guys, it's your own will. You do it. You hook up with these chicks, it's your own will. But see, they have a problem when the mulatto man, rises through the ranks. And we don't acquiesce like the dark-skinned Bantu boy. And that's what they have an issue with. I'm going to play a clip. I'm going to be almost done with this one, guys. Bear with me. I'm going to play a clip to reinforce my thesis.
Decent black didn't want to have a white woman in the first place.
England, up until the 1960s, I believe they had anti-miscegenation laws as well.
Sure.
Now, if somebody can fact check me on that, I have a lot of English subscribers, viewers. If they did have an anti-miscegenation law, I obviously I could do a little quick search and look it up, but I'd rather have a British English voice, mulatto particularly, inform me of that. I had a gentleman actually on Discord. Shout out to him, Chevstar. I had him up on the panel like 3 years ago. He sent me a message today or yesterday, it looks like. He asked me a question, but I haven't heard from that cat in a minute. So I have a lot of you guys from the UK. Shout out to you. I love you guys. I have a lady actually who helped me with the promo because I love the accent. A lady who helped me out with the promo. Shout out to her. She knows who she is. And yeah, so I have a lot of you guys who are like supporters, subscribers, and stuff like that. And I would like to say I wanted you guys to let me know, like, was there an anti-miscegenation law in the 60s? Because these two American guys are saying there was. I could do a little Google search. Do I want to waste my time? No, not right now. I'm going to continue playing on.
And that's biblical. Anti-miscegenation laws are biblical.
And again, he cloaks himself in Christianity, just like the rest of the Nazis. Okay. Like I said, you have all these Nazis who are like talking about Charlie Kirk, because Charlie Kirk was another one of these Nazis who hid behind the Bible. You guys should start to kind of pay attention to the trends. You have a lot of these Nazis or quote unquote former Nazis, quote unquote former Nazis, but they're still incels, right? And they're like basically Charlie Kirk, R.I.P. And it's the same shit. Like they hide behind Christianity. That's what this guy does. Coincidence. They're so religious, they're so biblical, and they hide behind their Bible and Christianity, yet they're anti-mulatto. Very interesting.
The Lord created the races of mankind to keep mankind separate.
That right there. That's why I named the title White Separatist. This is a separatist. He said, the Lord created mankind to be separate. That right there. This is a white separatist. My whole thing is, there's plenty of places in the United States you can go. I think he found his spot in Pennsylvania. There's a lot of whites. Good. But this guy sounds like he's still angry, like he's still upset with the social order. Because you can't stop the rise of the mulatto class. See, he thinks he's going to espouse his rhetoric and that mulattoes are going to like cease to exist and we're just going to crawl up in a ball and like go hide somewhere. Fuck no, pussy bitch. We're growing in numbers. We're sitting there laughing at your ass. If you want to make it uncomfortable for me, the mulatto, you bet your fucking bottom dollar I'm going to make it uncomfortable for your fucking bitch ass out here. I don't give a shit if you're a pasty, pale fucking white boy or if you're a dark-skinned Bantu. Both of you motherfuckers, you're going to try to make it uncomfortable for me to exist out here. I'm going to make it ultra uncomfortable for you, pussy. And he doesn't like that. He just wants you to be silent, to be neutralized. That's why they try to throw you in with the blacks, these white supremacists, right? The whole one drop rule. They want to throw you in with the blacks to neutralize you because they already have the blacks where they want them, right? It's you, the mulatto, they fear. They know they can't contain you. This is guy right here on the screen. I already clipped him where he's basically like, oh, they use their white man's brain, in the black man's body. I think I still have it up on my channel, my other channel. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Because I'm pretty sure I still have it up. I'm actually kind of reorganizing my my other channel, just removing clips to move forward in the process. I think I do have it. Yeah, I got it right here. Let me play it for you guys. Let me take this down and share it. This is the same guy, the same audio, different day. This guy here saying that they use their their white man's brain in their black man's body. And I put Joe Rogan here because he said the same shit. He's another one of these MAGA shills, mouthpiece for MAGA, same shit. Okay. Was talking shit about mulattoes. I think, his stepdaughter is mulatto, but he was basically, he had a mulatto dude on his panel or his podcast saying, oh, it's cool because you're mixed. It's cool being mixed because you kind of got the white man's brain in the black man's body. They believe this shit. These white supremacists, right? Listen to this. Same guy I had earlier, same audio. Tune in.
What they've done is they've incited these blacks to hate white people in general and the mulattoes. The blacks and the mulattoes, especially the mulattoes, because they use.
He said the blacks and the mulattoes. He said especially the mulattoes. He didn't say especially the blacks. Okay, so all you pussy light-skinned bitches who talk about, oh, the dark skins have it worse because of colorism. The dark skins have it worse. The darker you are, you're more oppressed. These pussy bitch-ass fucking light-skinned pussies. I'm sick of you pussy bitch weak motherfuckers. Keep your ass over there with Bantus. Don't come over here in the biracial spot. I'm sick of you weak bitches. This fucking racist white boy literally said, especially the mulattoes. He literally publicly said that, but you're going to have pussy weak light-skinned bitches that are going to feel sorry for Bantus when the white boy looks at the Bantus as being above you mulattoes. He's more fearful of you men. I'm saying specifically the men. If they're a female, I don't give a shit. Like they're going to have an OnlyFans, $3.99 a month. They're going to show you their shithole. I don't care. I'm talking about the men. When I see the men who are, if they push this like, oh, well, the dark skins have it worse, they're fucking gay. What's like, there's no man that's straight that's going to sit here and sympathize with Bantus. They're fucking gay. Like, if you're a mixed man or whatever the hell you are, you're light skinned or mixed, and you're sitting here pretending that darker skinned males have it worse because of colorism and featureism, you're fucking gay. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You can be a queer, you can be gay, you can dox everybody. You're still fucking gay. I don't care. Like, you're part of some other discussion. Just go hang out with the females and be over there. You're not, the men don't respect you. You're on some weak shit. This guy, the white boy right here, literally publicly said, especially the mulattoes. It just destroys that whole colorism shit where they got the weak pussy light skins thinking that, oh, they're privileged with the dark skinned Bantus, they're privileged. And the white boy saying, especially the mulattoes, especially you. Light skin, mulattoes, especially you. He doesn't like you. Why is that? Because he's going to say, because they have the white man's brain in the black man's body. And that makes them dangerous to the white race. That's what he specifically said. Who else is bringing this information to you guys? None of you. Too pussy, too weak, too scared. Okay? So tune in, hit the like button.
Mulattoes because they use their white man's brain, which is superior to the black man's brain.
That's him. I didn't say that. I didn't say superior. I'm not like that drunk fucktard in Florida who said because she's mixed, she's superior to black women. I didn't say that. This white boy said that. He said the white man's brain is superior to the black man's brain. Never said that. I've never said that. Go look up my clips. Go find a clip. Oh, you said a bad word. You called someone a darkie. Okay, cool. You called us light skin. Fuck you, ho. That's what you get, bitch. You're talking about our skin tone being, you want to call us confused or a half breed, and I use a slur for you. That's how the world works, bitch. But I never said I'm superior to you. I don't give a shit about you. You're not my people. I'm not a light skinned black. Like, we're not the same. Like, so that doesn't work on me. I match energy. That's what I do. I match energy. If you don't like that, too bad. Okay. Go get a tampon, too bad. But like I'm saying with this guy right here, he used the word superior. That's not even in my vocabulary. I'm just a mulatto man existing in a competitive society. And I see forces out here of Anglos and Bantus trying to maneuver mulatto men to be subordinates. I'm not having it. And a lot of these mulatto men, they realize, well, why is the women, they don't prefer you? Well, I mean, look at what's going on. You guys aren't sticking together. The mulatto men aren't sticking together. The mulatto men aren't forming businesses, networking with each other, developing fraternities, organizing, contributing, developing organizations, associations. You wonder why the women they're sucking off whites, they're selling their butthole for $3 a month on OnlyFans, or they're getting their baby mamas, bastard baby mamas by blacks. You wonder why. You wonder why. Like, what the fuck are the mulatto men doing? You guys want to act black. The mulatto men want to try to act extra G and extra black, and you wonder why. And you complain about the chicks. It's not the women are not the issue at all. It's never been the issue. It's the men aren't on their purpose and on their course. It's very simple to understand, guys. But what we have to understand is we look that the Anglo is providing cover for the Bantu because they already have the Bantu captured. They have them where they want them. They're upset and fearful for us, the mulatto. They want to neutralize the mulatto man. This is why this guy here said, especially the mulatto. He didn't say, especially the dark-skinned Bantu. No, he said, especially the mulatto. The Anglo boy who loves the Bantu because they have them where they want them. They don't got you, though. They're scared of you. That's why he's spreading propaganda against you. Because it's easy. You see with the blacks, they're very vocal. They jump on social media talking shit, the colorism, and all the light skins are weak and soft. All you light skinned pussies have to do is stop identifying with dark skinned Bantus. You can't do that, though. You can't do that. And that's the issue. That's why I'm a biracial man. I don't identify with you guys. I've been saying it from day one. It's not new. You can act like it's all brand new, blah, blah, blah. I'm cool. If you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. But at the same time, it's like, this isn't new shit, bro. Like, I don't identify with Bantus who serve the Anglos. When you analyze the Anglo, look at what he's telling you. He's fearful of you. He doesn't like mulattoes. He said, especially the mulattoes. He didn't say, especially the dark skins, the colorism. You fucking weak pussy. He said, especially the mulattoes. They fear you. Let me continue on before I hurt more your feelings. Fucking weak ass.
Mulattoes because they use their white man's brain, which is superior to the black man's brain.
He said they use their white man's brain, which is superior to the black man's brain. That's his words, not mine. Okay, there's some drunk criminal in Florida who's similar rhetoric, saying she's superior to black women because she's mixed. Fucking loser. And that's what, this guy's saying right here. That's his words, superior. I don't use the language superior on my program because I'm not superior to anybody. I'm just a dude with some fucking balls and a nasty attitude. That's it. I got an internet connection. I'm not special. I'm just not getting punked by you bitches. You could talk shit on the internet with your little fruity ass, faggot ass little troll account. I don't give a shit. We see each other face to face. No, I don't deal with you savages. You're Anglo, you're a Bantu, you're a fucking Chicano. I don't give a shit what you are. Now, I'm not getting punked by you fucking animals. Straight up, bitch. You better have some artillery. I'm not getting punked by you fucking savages. Okay?
Intellectual capacity. They use the white man's brain in the black man's body against the white people, and it's a judgment of God for race mixing and miscegenating with blacks.
And he says, with blacks, right? Not hoppers, not Asians. And I love hop. I got a lot of love for hoppers. I got a lot of love for hoppers. I will admit, they're good people and they're unique. And what I like about hoppers, okay, is they're unique. And that's the thing, that the appeal, I would say, is that they're unique. It's not nothing special. They're just people like the rest of us, like mulattoes and everyone else. They're just people, but they're unique. And that's what I like about hoppers. But what I'm saying is, like, I'm not a victim. I'm not approaching this and talking about this like I'm a victim. I'm not. Oh my god, it's so hard for mulattoes because the blacks and the whites, it's just mulatto men are fucking punks. They don't call these bitches out and check these savages. That's the issue. It's not that it's harder for us. You complain about the women who don't like you, but everywhere I look, like mulatto women want mulatto men, but too many mulatto men are fucking pussies. Whose fault is that? Is that the woman's fault? You know, because there's guys out here who will complain about the women, but these guys are broke. They're not in shape. They're pussies. They're weak. They're not contributing to a cause better than themselves. Who's to blame for that? They're going to blame the women, right? So they're going to go to the DR. And I was just in the DR. And it's like, yeah, the mulatto American women are better. Okay. I'm sorry. They're better.
Originating with blacks. Every mulatto you will meet, except very few exceptions, will be very much anti-white and use their intellectual capacity.
And I use this clip of this female here because she is a really interesting character, scummy character. Rich, privileged mulatto, literally lives in a fucking castle. She's part of like 1%. Most of her white peers are all broker and poorer than her. And she threw her white father under the bus. And she literally lives in a castle. I did a stream about this like 3 years ago when I first started talking shit on YouTube. Like I did a stream about this, and like this lady you see on the screen here, you know, she got her little nose piercing, red hair, gay, LGBT bullshit. And she's privileged, man. She lives in a castle, $1 million home, and her father passed away. She was talking shit about her father during the kind of funeral ceremony, talking about, oh, he's privileged and he's a Trump voter and shit. It was kind of pathetic to witness it. And I'm like, why are these people, these mulattoes, like do that to virtue signal for blacks and gays? And it's like, what do you get out of it? You're just showing the world you're untrustworthy. Where the hell's your tribe? The LGBT, I guess. Okay, cool. The whites still run that shit. The whole LGBT, it's white, you know. They're the ones who at least who are the top dogs who run it. So when you're complaining about whites, but look at the top LGBT, like what's his name? Jeffree. I saw some tranny. Was it Jeffree Star? He's like a racist, anti-black fucking tranny. Jeffree Star. You have another tranny, the Jenner guy, Bruce Jenner. He's like a MAGA Trump voter. So it's like, what the fuck? You got these people over there in that whole rainbow community, and they're like MAGA and like they're racist. I don't know where the hell are you gonna run after that, you know? With your nose pierced and your red hair and all this. If you're a mulatto, it's just like, God damn, man. Fucking get a clue already. You're a mulatto. Get a clue already, all right?
That they got from their white parent against us. NAACP, that was
Okay, I just want to share that to kind of highlight that. That's his thinking. Let's finish this clip off. I'll get to your guys' comments. I appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate that.
the Lord does not want unification of the races, separation, rights into the new right.
Okay. Someone says, whoa, bro, they might ban you for your words. Cool. That's an honor. But they'll bring on Nick Fuentes. Isn't that interesting? They'll bring on Nick Fuentes. They'll bring on Elon Musk doing the whole Nazi salute. They'll bring on Donald Trump saying they're criminals, they're rapists. He's talking shit about the Mexicans. They'll bring on all the white racists. Okay, that's perfectly fine. But a guy like me, they're going to ban me for my words. That would be honorable. That would add stock to my profile. That would give me a boost. It would be an edge. It's like, well, something's wrong. He said something wrong. He did something wrong. What's going on with that guy? It would spark intrigue with people. The public would start to question, well, who is this guy? What did he do and say that was so bad? They would give me that extra boost. Because the way it is working right now, I got 20 of you people out here. And how many likes do I have? 11 likes. Shocking. Which means I got 10 fucktard fucking hate watchers who are basically worthless. Fucking Fruit Loops. You're not doing shit. It's always you people, man. So feminists, you know, fruitcakes is like, you know, pro-whack. Like, you don't like my shit, but you watch me. You watch me like a hawk. You guys stalk me. Literally. I got stalkers and shit who, that's why I'm not really sharing when I travel and stuff like that until after the fact. Cause it's like, you guys are fucking weird and creepy. Like, you're so obsessed with me. You're my biggest fan. You watch all of my shit, but you don't hit the like button. It's like, how gay is it to be you? Like, what the hell? You're such a loser. You watch all my shit. You attempt to act like you know everything about me, but you don't even have the decency to hit the like button. I got over 20 people watching, only 11 likes. Pathetic. Pathetic. Utterly pathetic. Let's continue on.
Want unification of the races, separation. True, we're all in Christ. True, we're all saved if we've been saved.
He said, according to the gospel, we all want, he said that it's biblical separation of the races. Oh, but true, we're all the same. We're all like, you see the phoniness of these fucking Christians, man. The thing is with me is, look, I got people of all, my biggest supporter is actually a woman her faith is Islam. Flowers Telling Stewart. And she is the most day one supporter of mine. But she's also the most researched mulatto in this entire fucking space. On YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. I've navigated all of these spaces. A lot of them are gay and feminist. And the thing is, there's nobody who is more astute and researched and dedicated than Flowers Telling Stewart. And her background, her faith is Islam. She is the most astute researcher in sharing mulatto history than anybody I've came across on the fucking internet. And I've met a lot of you people, traveled the world. There's nobody else out here that's like her, that's on her level, that's that dedicated to researching mulatto history. It's because of her. I have to dedicate most of my shit, my content on the Mulatto History channel to her. Because she's the one who discovers this stuff and she shares it with me. I'm like, wow, I had no idea. I had no idea about half of the shit. I'm going to have to be honest. I have to give dedication and credit to her because she shares it with me. I'm like, wow, I had no idea. The partis sequitur ventrem, this public edict about, basically that which comes from the womb, which how the black mom biracial, white mom biracial, that whole kind of schism there, which comes from this public edict. I had no idea about that. She brought that to my attention. Mulatto Mountain, she brought that. So it's like, and in her faith, her religion, like she's a Muslim, Islam, right? But what I find is these Christians, these fake ass fucking Christians. You have some of these, they're fucking Nazis, like the guy on the screen. He is a straight up fucking Nazi. And that they're Christian. These are genocidal maniacs. This guy on the screen, this Nazi, he just basically, like I said earlier, he publicly was saying to execute this mulatto man out there in Germany. He's saying it's treason, which we're going to share the information to the proper channels. Okay. And he publicly said, and he's a Christian boy. And he got some fucking incel pussy, right? Who's been around in these spaces for a minute, who's like legitimately a fucking Nazi, but now he's a Christian. We're supposed to forgive him, guys. Let's forgive him. He's on a different path now. His new path is simping, being a bitch for baby mamas, simping and shit. But he's a Christian, guys. Let's forgive him, right? He was a Nazi, like he's an incel Nazi, fucking simping for baby mamas, but he's a Christian, guys. Let's forgive him. Like, so that's the whole thing. It's these fake Christian motherfuckers like Charlie Kirk. It's these Nazis who push this shit. It's these fake Christian pieces of fucking shit who push this Nazi rhetoric that's anti-mulatto. It's them. Tell me otherwise. And this guy right here, he's trying to blame it on the Jews and the Jesuits and the Catholics. He's going to blame the Muslims. He's going to blame it on everybody else, all these other races. but no accountability for his own. Interesting how that works, guys. Very interesting. Are you noticing? Are you noticing I have these mulatto channels, like these little fucking Nazi suck butt fucking mulatto channels I see on TikTok? We're noticing. They want to use their little cute little Nazi language. They're noticing. They think they're cute to like scapegoat the Jews, but like they suck off the Anglo. I don't know, man. I don't know. Some of these people are really cringe. Some of these characters you run into. And of course, none of these pussies are on camera. They're going to talk all the shit they want. None of the bitches are on camera. They're all behind a sock puppet account. I don't give a fuck about your followers, pussy. I don't see your audience. I don't give a shit about your subscriber count. Some of these I just saw earlier today, like these mixed pages who got thousands of subscribers. I don't give a fuck about your pussy ass, your little bot. BOT subscribers. I don't give a shit. Your little dead subscribers. They're not commenting or they're. No, I don't give a shit. You're nothing. You're nobody. You don't have the audience. The public doesn't respect you. You're faceless. You're not on camera talking shit. I mean, I'm not. I'm. You know, you all know what's up. You all know what's up. I don't have to turn the fucking camera on so you can see me at the moment. No need to. Listen to my voice, hear the message. Let me continue on. I don't want to waste your time. I appreciate you guys being here. Truthfully, shout out to DC in the chat. I really appreciate you being here. All the mulattoes in the chat, mulattoes. We got Lucas. Shout out to you, Lucas. I appreciate you being here, brother. Elroy Swartz, South African colored in the chat. I appreciate you being here. And you put, for some reason, light-skinned blacks and mulattoes have been the face of the pro-black movement. For some reason, yeah, the reason is because they want to get acceptance. Another mulatto just hopped up on here. Bunny Strange, appreciate you as always. Really do.
Kind separate. The Lord does not want unification of the races.
Now he's going to speak for the Lord, for his little white Christian Lord. He says the Lord doesn't want unification of the races. According to him, he's part of the whole Christian identity movement. The whole white supremacists who cloak themselves in Christianity to give themselves cover, like a Charlie Kirk, right? Patriot, a family man. Of course, family, meaning quote unquote white family, which JD Vance doesn't have. That's the best part about it. But Gavin Newsom has it. So 2028, baby. You're going to have the California. I fucking moved out of California because of Newsom, but it's funny. This whole liberal, Democrat, Republican shit, look, it's just white supremacy. I don't care how you brand it or try to remarket it, because that's what they did with Kirk. They tried to rebrand white supremacy to be more innocuous and easily digestible to the public, to be this polished Nazi, right? I'm a Christian, family man, white family, right? I'm a Christian, meaning like, and the guy's evil. Is like he's talking all this shit about black people. It's just, the thing is with me, I don't pretend to be Christian. That's the thing with me. I told you, I have an attitude, I have balls, and that's it. I don't pretend to be righteous and Christian, because you're going to find these Nazis. I'm not going to call names, but if the incel pussy bitch wants it, he'll get it. And he does. It's, to me, it's not even, it's just, he just simps and cucks for fucking baby mamas. He's been doing this for 3 years. All right. And I don't know why he's like an orbiter in these spaces when he's just a little incel Nazi fucking simp. Like, just, he has to just stay in his lane. I don't get this guy. Like, and he uses his fake Christian shit. I don't give a fuck about your faith, bro. Okay, I really don't, because you're a Nazi boy, pro-fascist. It's all public. Like, and you pretend like you're fucking special. They cloak themselves in this Christianity. And they're apologizing for Charlie Kirk. Well, yeah, you're a fucking Nazi. Of course you're apologizing to Charlie Kirk. I don't give a damn about the baby mamas who back you up, bro. They're the same as you as far as I'm concerned. They coast the baby mama brigade with the incel Nazi boy. You people are not impressive to me at all. You're very distasteful, and you need to stay in your lane. That's what you need to do. Let me continue on with this.
want unification of the races, separation. True, we're all in Christ. True, we're all saved if we've been saved.
We're all in Christ. We're all saved, but separation, right? Remember, anti-mulatto. Remember, the white boy on the screen, remember, he's not talking about hoppas, mestizos, or anything else. Remember, the white boy, he's talking about mulatto men. He looks at as a threat. Not the dark-skinned Bantu male. No, it's the mulatto man he's threatened by.
There's no difference between Jew, Greek, bond, or free in status, in position, but we still carry the differences. And with those differences will carry into eternity of what your race, language, and culture were. So no, we don't believe in miscegenation. We don't believe in race mixing. That's all evil. It's of the devil. And it destroys white Protestant nations. And that's why this government here has...
You see, he said that it's race mixing's evil, and he said it destroys whites, but doesn't have the same exact effect on the other counterpart. Whether if they're like Asian and white, you mix Asian and white, like they're less Asian. They're just as white as our Asian, or they're Hapa, right? Same thing with black and white. They're mulatto. They're just as white as there are a black. But with this boy on the screen, remember, with him, it's anti-mulatto rhetoric. He doesn't care. He's not talking about Hapa or Arabic or whatever, mestizo. They don't care. They created these groups thousands of years. They don't care. And their conquest, they're losing. Their numbers are super fucking low. They're hanging by a thread. That's why they need Mexicans like Nick Fuentes to help their ass out, because they're so fucking weak. And they brag about how the Mexicans, like, oh, they're so racist and anti-black. Welcome to the fucking club. I mean, all these other people are too. It's like, okay, so what? I see all these other Latinos and shit that are like racist or anti-black. Like, so fucking what? A lot of these blacks are anti-black. Their damn self. You look at Candace Owens. Welcome to the motherfucking club. They try to brag and pretend like some of the Anglo white boys. I saw a clip from Fuentes. I might respond to some other time where he was like, oh, the Mexicans are so based, you know. They don't like the blacks, because that's what it is. Like, they'll talk about Jews and Zionism, but it's always going to revert back to basically anti-black. Always. It's always because that they're fearful of mulatto class. They're fearful of the black males getting with white women and creating mulattoes. That's what they're fearful of. So they're always going to basically resort their negativity back to the black male. Like, they'll talk shit about Muslims and Arabs and the illegals and the Mexicans and hopping the border and the Indians. A lot of these white boys, they'll talk shit about these fucking Indians and shit. But look, it's always going to resort back to them upset because the black male is going to create mulattoes, and the mulattoes, we're not going to acquiesce to the pussy white boy. We see the bitch on the screen. We're laughing at your bitch ass. As soon as you got our name in your fucking mouth, it's fair game. It's on. I don't give a shit about you fucking savages. I leave you alone. I don't care. I look at the news. I look at what's trending. Interestingly enough, mostly when I look at the social media, the blogosphere, I see a lot of blacks talking shit. That's why I have content for days. I'm backlogged. I have so much shit going on. I'm like, there's so much material I can cover with blacks talking shit about mulattoes. I see comments here, comments there, TikTok, X, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all over the damn place. I have so much content I can cover. I'm backlogged. So I have so much material, but his pussy ass, he wants to start talking about mulattoes too now. Oh, so you want some of this shit now too. Interesting. Okay, we got time for you. I'm going to make special time for you. I'm waiting for Elijah Schaefer. I'm waiting for the Fuentes, the rest of you fucking bitches, Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro. I'm waiting for the rest of you fucking bitches to give me that opportunity. Let's continue on.
Shoved race mixing down our throats through Freemasonry, like FDR, like Dirty Harry Truman, forcefully integrating the military. None of the whites wanted that.
So just as a quick reminder, the U.S. Supreme Court in Loving versus Virginia ruled that anti-miscegenation laws were unconstitutional, meaning people of different races could
Wait,
mix.
let's be clear, George. Black people and white people could not interracial marry. That was it. It was black and white. Don't say people of different races. It was black and white. Love.
You guys see how he had to correct him? Didn't I tell you guys the heightened level of specificity? He didn't say the Asians. He didn't say the blacks and Asians or the Indians and whites or any of this. He had to jump in and correct him. He said specifically the blacks and whites because the white boy pussy is scared of the mulatto man. Specifically highlighted because remember, we ruled their governments. We had Obama for a decade. In Wales, they have a mulatto. They have a mulatto princess in the United Kingdom, Meghan Markle. Remember, we ruled over them today, not in the past. The past tense. Now it's the mulatto man and mulatto female. This is what their fear. This is where their fear stems from. That's why this guy specifically is saying mulatto, black, and white. He's not saying Arab and white. For all you dummy, stupid, biracial, mixed race fucktards, I don't give a damn. I'm not talking about your ass. Go be with the fruitcakes over there. This is a mulatto in-house conversation. We're keeping it 100 because this is the real talk. They're specifically targeting and fearful of mulattoes. This is why I've curated this channel and this spot for a mulatto conscious discussion. They are specifically, this white supremacist specifically is talking about you mulatto. He's not talking about the Blasian, the Hapa, the Arab and black, like a Myron Gaines or whatever. They're not talking, like, you look at all these mixed pages, like the mixed faces, whatever. I don't have an issue with them. But they talk about all these other different like configurations of mixed race people and like that's perfectly cool and that's fine. But the fucking white boy is not afraid of you guys. The white boy is scared of the mulatto man specifically. That's why this boy, I'm pausing it, I'm talking about it. This guy said black and white. They're specifically fearful of you because historically you do not acquiesce to them. Historically, you have the capability of rallying up these blacks to attack them. They're fearful of you because of that. Let's continue on.
Okay, there you go.
Loving was a white man, and the black woman, I forget what her name is. Maybe they both had the same name, but she was black, he was white.
And she wasn't all the way that black, okay? Then Loving versus Virginia, that lady was Native American and European ancestry as well, but because of the racist one-drop rule, and she was in Virginia, the South, they, basically typecasted her as being black. Let's be clear, because I'm from California, just like this boy on the screen, the white boy, he's from California, and they, I've always been biracial. Like there was never, we know who the blacks are. We look at you. They don't ask you, what are you? What are you? Right? They only ask that to mixed people, biracial people. So the lady in Loving versus Virginia, she was like part Indian. I already did like a research or a live stream on that, looking at her, her background, and she's like part Indian, part Irish and shit. Like she's mixed race, but because she's in the South, she was in the South during that time. So like I said, the one drop rule, which is more powerful in the South, but they're losing. The Confederacy is losing bad. They have not only just all the south of the border, all these Mexicans and shit, but like the mulattoes are growing in the South. So they can still, and they have a lot of most, like I said, not all. Remember, the white supremacist, he's going to say all, absolutist, but it's not all. I say most. It's not all, it's most, but yeah, are black identified. You have cry-racials who think they're black. They look in the mirror, they think they're a dark-skinned Bantu. Unfortunate. It's on them. Once they're ready, they tune into my shit. They get upset at first. They get mad and angry, but they usually come around if I don't block them first. Because some of them, it's like they get uppity. I got to block their bitch ass. And then they start to act right. It's like, well, it's kind of too late. I already blocked you. But you can pay. There's a fee. I do charge. There's an unblock fee. You cash at me $50. I'll unblock you on a channel. Or just do what every other normal person does, create a whole nother channel, whatever. I don't care. But Like they eventually they get with the program, and they realize what's up. Yeah, this guy right here, it's just anti-mulatto rhetoric. He's not talking about these other mixed people. He's talking specifically to you, mulattoes. Why aren't you upset about that? I'm upset. You can clearly hear in my tone, my voice. We're almost 2 hours into this. You can clearly tell I'm a little heated. Yeah, because these people are too comfortable. And this is an old bitch. This dude's on his 70s. I got a picture here. This picture I have on the screen, this is from like a decade ago. He's way older now. You know, maybe I should update it. On the thumbnail. When I update the thumbnail, you'll see he's an older dude, but like he's pushing this shit. He's pushing this anti-mulatto rhetoric. I'm like, ain't that a bitch? I mean, you're better safe off just talking about Muslims and shit, talking about these Catholics or something else. I don't know why you're talking about us mulattoes. You know we're growing. You know we're growing and we're watching your bitch ass. I'm just so surprised that you're just giving us more fuel and helping us grow. You're helping us. You're helping us. And so I thank you for that, for spreading awareness. I'm doing my job, my due diligence, my job. But I get a kick out of this. You energize me and help me to be up here this late at night to talk about this. Like, wow. You really think we're just going to sit here and roll over and let you like spread propaganda against us? Interesting. Interesting, boy. But then he's going to turn around and cry like a victim. That's what they do. They talk about the great replacement. They talk about the Kalergi plan. They cry like they're a victim. But yet he's out here spreading conspiracies about us, saying that we're all like criminals and we're all bastards and that we commit crimes against them and shit. Nobody gives a fuck about your weak ass. Just stay your pussy ass in your fucking lane. I said you're better off fucking with the blacks and the Mexicans. Go keep your weak bitch ass over there. But you want to talk about us, the mulatto men. You fucked up, bitch.
Were married in Virginia, and they were discriminated against, and so they brought the case to the Supreme Court. And who is the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court in 1960? What's 11?
So that would have been Earl Warren.
The filthy 33rd degree Freemason Earl Warren, the cover-up assassin in the Kennedy assassination with the Warren Commission.
He's talking about the Supreme Court Justice Earl Warren, the Warren Commission. He's talking about who passed Loving versus Virginia.
The same Earl Warren that had the Japanese confined to concentration camps in the Midwest of California when he was governor.
It wasn't the Midwest. It was in California, far west, out west in California, where this pussy is from, Oakland. And it's funny, he's going to try to like scapegoat and use the Japanese like he gives a shit. He talks so much shit about Chinese and Asian people. He's a fucking Anglo. He doesn't give a damn about the Asians unless he can fuck them and use them. Like he doesn't give a damn. It's the same with the Mexicans. He doesn't care about Mexicans unless he can use them, right? To his benefit. That's the same shit. He'll use them against blacks. That's what they're good at. They're good at using other races of people against other races to do their bidding. That is their ultimate skill set. It's not their technological development because they steal all of that shit from Jews anyways. It's not their IQ or their fiscally conservative, their money deal. No, because the Jews have them beat with that as well. It's not that. Their skill set is pretending to be diplomatic and nice while using other groups and other races to have them fight each other. That's what his skill set is. That's why he doesn't like Asians or Japanese, but he'll use Japanese in this instance to get a point across, to act like he gives a shit that they were in internment camps. This California boy, he doesn't give a shit. His dad, I think, was a cop in Oakland. He's probably like pro like locking up Japanese, just like this pussy bitch right now is probably pro getting the illegals out of here. Get them out, build the wall. Yeah, you actually trust this pussy bitch? Some of you pussy mulattoes do, like Sage Steele. Yeah. I see people, they still sharing Sage Steele. She's pro mulatto. She biracial identified, but you listen to her rhetoric, it's, it's just like, she's a fucking grifter, man. Give me a break. I mean, what does she push that's pro mulatto? Nothing. That's right. All you biracials. Can you tell me anything Sage Steele has done to push anything that's pro mulatto identity? Can't name one thing. You guys are so easy. Just the fact that she publicly says that she's biracial and not black, you guys think that's a win. Weak, weak. And you got a guy like here, who's straight up hating on your ass. You guys are quiet as church mice, hiding behind your little avatar. You're quiet. Fucking quiet. And yeah, this guy, like I said, like what the skill set for them, like what they're good at is putting other groups against each other, okay? He'll virtue signal Japanese. He doesn't give a shit about Japanese. He doesn't all. He's just using them to make a point. And that's what they do. Like they're good. They use Mexicans to attack blacks and shit in California. And that's when I really studied and strategized and understood these people and what it was, how they use Mexicans to attack the blacks. And, they perfected it with other black groups, even the tribal groups in Africa, right? How is it that them as a minority can go into a place like South Africa and Zimbabwe and like get these tribes to fight each other, and they can like take over market share, even in Kenya and even in like Ghana, which I've been West Africa, Ghana, with the Fulani and then the Ashanti people. They can get these tribes to like compete and fight each other, and like Rwanda with like the Tutsi and shit. They can get these people to fight each other and take over market share and shit and establish dominance. Like they've been doing it with these black tribes for fucking years, and they're doing it with like mestizos and different Asian groups. Like that's what they're good at. That's what I'm trying to say. They're good at that. The whole technological thing, well, they're kind of losing this shit. The propaganda war, they're losing bad. That's why you can jump on the internet, talk shit about this boy, and what the fuck is his pussy ass gonna do? But if you talk shit about that small hat, they're gonna clamp down on your ass. That's how you know who owns this Anglo boy. You talk about a certain group you're not supposed to talk about, you're gonna get the quote unquote Nick Fuentes treatment. They're gonna cancel you, but that boy isn't even canceled. Nick Fuentes, he's more popular than ever because you can't cancel these people. Isn't that funny? They talk about he's canceled. He's not. And I see some pussy white boy on Twitter. Oh, he's been banned on Meta and Instagram and TikTok. And I talked about this before. That don't mean shit. How is it that he's more popular now than ever before? But he was supposedly canceled. Even Andrew Tate. Didn't they cancel that boy off everything? Off Meta, Instagram, TikTok, all like he's only on X. The Fuentes and the Andrew Tate types. They're not on YouTube, they're not on Instagram, but they're on X. But yet how they're not fucking canceled. They're the biggest personalities in the blogosphere currently. So how the hell did they get canceled? Who's lying here? Okay, let me continue on. I don't want to get sidetracked. Okay.
California. That's the Earl Warren that ruled in favor of miscegenation when he has a record of being anti-Japanese.
He has a record of being anti-Japanese. Guess what, white bitch? You have a record of being anti-mulatto. Okay. You're on the target block now, pussy. You got that fucking record of being anti-mulatto, bitch. You see how he wants to sit here and be like, you got a record of being anti-Japanese. We're talking about your pussy ass now. Okay, you need to basically step forward with your crimes, your anti-mulatto rhetoric. This pussy bitch just publicly earlier in the stream, he said he wanted to execute the current German mulatto parliamentary member, Hubbard. He publicly said that. He publicly said it's treason, this mulatto that's there in the parliament who's against like white supremacy. He publicly said, oh, he should be executed. It's all on tape. This is a live stream. I screen record my live, guys. This is for the public consumption. He publicly said that. But now you see the devious, satanic, devil nature of this Anglo bastard. You see how he wants to twist it now and act like he gives a shit about the Japanese. You see this fucking savage barbarian. Oh, well, he's anti-Japanese. This pussy bitch is anti-mulatto. Is any other mulatto calling him out? Of course not. That's they white massa, they white daddy. You know, these fucking whores who are like hooking up with these dudes and like this guy hates your ass. It's hilarious.
There was not one recorded case of treason among the Japanese. We're just going to send them to these camps. No, it was done for our destruction as white people. And they're going to weaponize the blacks against us to use them for our destruction.
You see that? You see that? It's all about Japanese, this and that, and this guy, this attorney, but he reverts right back to the black male misandry. He's saying, oh, they're weaponizing the blacks against the whites. Really? You know how easy it is to get the hell away from blacks? Like, even a guy like me, I'm half black, I'm a mulatto. It's very easy to get the fuck away from them. It's very easy. You deal with the people you want to deal with. In the area I live in, it's mostly white, basically all white, 90+%. I don't give a fuck about you pieces of shit. You're not gonna fucking punk me. You can punk the dark skinned fucking Bantu. You can punk that fucking Japanese, that Chinese, that Arab, that East Indian, the Paki. Okay, you can punk all the rest of them. You're not gonna fucking punk me, bitch. You can try, pussy, but when you don't get the results, don't fucking cry. But you see how he twists it and flips it? It's very easy to get away from these people, these problematic people. I don't deal with people who are problematic for me. But he spins it that way. It all goes back down to where he's upset when the black guy gets with the white woman and has a mulatto child, because then you got a guy like me. You got a guy like me who's looking at you like, fuck you, bitch. You're not paying me. You're not giving me nothing. What the fuck am I doing with you? You need to do something here, boy. Yeah, you need to serve my purpose for my liking. He doesn't like that. He thinks I'm supposed to sit there and dance and crack jokes like I'm a Bantu or something. I'm not trying to be cool with you. I don't need you. I don't need your acceptance. It's funny because one of the main gaslighting tactics from Blackistan, they'll say, well, you're just upset because you just want to be white and you're not accepted by the whites. So you're upset. And it's like, well, I'm not a dark-skinned Bantu. Like, I'm not trying to be accepted by the whites. Like, that's the major difference with us. I'm not trying to be accepted by these people. I'm a man. We're interested in power. And we see the relationship. I started figuring this shit out 5+ years ago, man, when I was in San Diego and even when I went to Las Vegas. And I'm seeing the Anglo working with the dark-skinned Bantu, and they're both collaborating, colluding with each other, and they're anti-mulatto. I'm trying to get my audience to understand. What you're seeing, you're not alone. I see it as well. I'm just reporting the news. You see these two groups of males working together against you. This guy, his fear right here is when the black male gets with the white female. So he's cool with the dark-skinned Bantu if the Bantu has a dark-skinned female partner. Then he likes it. But once that dark-skinned Bantu, like a Tatum guy, once he gets like a white woman, has a mixed kid, they have an issue. That's what the whole Nick Fuentes and that the officer Tatum. Because a Tatum, we already know he's a straight coon. Okay, he's a self-hater. He's black. He doesn't like being black. We get it. He's a white audience. That's a red flag. How the hell are you a black guy with a white audience? You're just a coon. Like, you look at these content, they have the menstrual shows. They have they do like reaction videos. They listen to like rock songs, rock and roll music, and it's like, oh, first time hearing this song. It's like a black guy. Their whole audience is white, and it's like the Candace Owens or the Officer Tatum, whatever, Jesse Lee Peterson, these people, Larry Elder, right? You got a white audience, red flag, okay? And you got the guys like this, okay? Guys like this, they agree with you. You're a useful idiot. Let me continue on.
That's what's happening in every white Protestant nation, and it's.
And the thing is, I look at my audience, I look at all of you in the chat. I got mulattoes in the chat, and even this is a small operation, but I'm very proud of what I've developed and what I have. And I look at like a South African colored, Elroy Swartz in the chat, and like I have mulattoes in England, I have pardos in Brazil, and I have mulattoes. Like, that's the whole mixed people in general as well. Like, I pride myself in that. Like if my audience was nothing but white, like I kind of fucked up. I didn't do something right. Like if it's another channel, I have multiple channels. Okay, I get it, whatever. You make your money or whatever. But with this specific endeavor, what I'm doing here, like I really fucked up somewhere. If I didn't, like, my target audience is mulattoes. And of course I tick them off and piss them off because a lot of you guys are pussies. It's not my fault. I mean, I guess I'm here to give you courage, but there's only so much I can do. A lot of you are too scared. You don't see what time it is right now. When people who are spreading propaganda against you, see, it's too easy to talk about the Bantu because they make it easy for you because all the shit they talk on social media, like I said, I'm backlogged with material. But for me personally, I'm super energized. When I got a boy like this who's like talking about mulattoes, I'm like, oh, really? And then he wants to blame the Catholic Church and the Jesuits. He wants to say, and he wants to put all the blame on mixed race mixing just on black men. He doesn't want to say nothing about the white boys who get all these Asian women. They say nothing about that. Most interracial relationships in the United States is a white man and an Asian woman. They say nothing about that. No responsibility. They jump right. It's this competitive thing we have with black men, right? And the reason why I'm talking about this is because we're ultimately, they're fearful of us. They don't give a damn about the black guy. They're upset that he has the white woman, but they're more upset when they see us pop up out here. And they look at us because they know, hey, bitch, you're not paying me. You're not giving me anything. What the fuck am I doing? What are you? You're not my boss. You're not my manager. You're not my manager. My boss. I said manager. Yeah, I'm tripping on my words, man. You're not my boss. You're not my manager. I'm going to overthrow your fucking bitch ass. And what the fuck are you going to do about it? You're going to call on the Mexicans for backup, homie. You're going to call on the Chinese. Who are you going to call? You're going to call on the Hindu to back you up, boy. Who are you going to call? Who's going to back you up? You got enough reinforcements? Who's going to back you up? They're going to call the Bantu to try to put you in your place. That's why they have weaponized the one-drop rule against mulattoes, because the Anglos have weaponized the dark-skinned Bantu against the mulatto man. They're going to call them. That's why they're propping up Kendrick Lamar. They're giving Kendrick Lamar all these awards, propping him up to try to tear down the mulatto man, Drake. Do you guys see the connection? That's at the macrocosmic level. But at the microcosmic level, it works in the same fashion. In the working environment, all you mulatto men, listen to me, wherever you work at in the working environment, don't you notice how buddy-buddy they are? The pale skin Anglo boy, he's weaponizing, giving management position, putting these dark-skinned black females in HR management position to be above you. They weaponize dark-skinned Bantus to deny mulatto men jobs and opportunities. Do you guys not see that? They give them supervisor positions, management positions, give them opportunities. They put them in place to weaponize them against the mulatto man. Do you not see that? This is what, and they collude with each other, but they jump on the internet acting like they're not friends. Really? And I just told you guys like an hour ago, I look up, I'm at the gym earlier today, the NFL, I'm seeing these whites and blacks, these newscasters, they look like they're getting along just fine. They're loving each other just fine. They get along just fine. See, when the racial tensions rise, it's the mulattoes they turn to hate because they don't know where you stand. They don't know whose side you're on. So they try to point the finger and try to poke the stick at the mulatto. They get super fearful when they realize, okay, the mulatto is on the mulatto side and these other mulattoes are waking up. Then they get super fearful. Then they got to silence your ass. They got to censor you and silence your ass. They don't want these mulattoes to wake up and understand what's going on.
Freemasonry controlled by the Jesuit who has shoved that down our throats. And that includes black Freemasons too.
Okay, and as I said before, the chief legal counsel who argued the case for Loving was Bernard Cohen.
Bernard Cohen sounds like a Jew.
Who got his law degree from Georgetown.
So he's a Jew who trained by Jesuits, and he was the one that was used by the devil to give this decision, to bring the case to the Supreme Court so the devil's Earl Warren Court could outlaw anti-miscegenation laws in the South. Of some, what was it, 45 states? 25 states?
Um,
Outlaw? And
and
so
of
my
course,
response to that is, if I was a Southern state, wait a second. Did we join this union to be told how we're going to live?
He said, my response, if I was a Southern state, I told you guys earlier, this is a California boy who now lives in Pennsylvania. He's not a Southern boy, but he's acting like he's like sympathetic towards the South and understands the South. Like this is that he's a Confederate sympathizer. Okay, he's a white supremacist who's pro dark skin, anti-mulatto. He's a Confederate sympathizer. He's going to talk about state rights. And remember, they're talking about Loving versus Virginia. So he's anti-miscegenation. He's against, remember, race mixing miscegenation to the white boy, it's a code word for mulatto. They're anti-mulatto man. He doesn't give a shit about the half Indians, half white, half Mexicans, half whites, which is most of your population, California, Southwest. He doesn't give a shit about that. He's not talking about that. He needs them for numbers, right? It's the mulatto man he's against who will not acquiesce to this boy. So when he says miscegenation or race mixing, it's a code word for anti-mulatto man.
Did we join this union to be told that we have to miscegenate with blacks? And there were a whole lot of blacks. They don't want to live around white people. They don't want white people in their families. They got some decency. And so now they're going to have to forcefully race mix and send their children across the city.
He says forcefully race mix. You see that kind of like the language, the forced language he's using. Like, who the hell is forcing you to mix with anybody? Where is this happening? Where is this occurring on the planet? Nowhere on the planet is anybody forcing anybody to mix with any race. Where the fuck is this happening? This guy, like, the language he's using, the hysteria, it's insane. Where the hell on the planet is this occurring that anybody's forcing this white boy to be with any black or any race? You just simply get the fuck away from them. He can't do that. He can't, because that's his whole brand, that race hysteria. He has to find a boogeyman for why he's a weak bitch. He's conquered. He's a fucking loser. He has to blame somebody. He's got to blame black men that are with white women. He has to blame somebody. Right? Nobody's forcing this boy to mix with anybody. That's the crazy part. He keeps using that language. Forced miscegenation. Forced race mixing. Who the fuck is forcing this boy to mix? Who? This dude, you can easily, even for a guy like me, I can easily go to a white area, get a white woman, start a family. Very simple. A lot of mulattoes, I'd say a lot of mulatto men, that's what they do. They get Mexican, Hispanic women or white women. That's, the other ones, they get mixed women, or a lot of them get black women, especially the older generation, because they want to fit in with blacks. But like no one's forcing anybody to like mix in with a group. But that's what he's pushing, the hysteria this guy's pushing.
To a white school and vice versa. I lived with that. None of those blacks wanted that. And so it's the government, the military government, that's telling us enemy belligerents how to live and what to believe. And there's no such thing as freedom of association or freedom of belief anymore. You believe our communist line. And if you don't believe in miscegenation, well, you're a terrorist. You're some sort of wicked.
You see how he says that? If you don't believe in miscegenation, like his whole thought process as he frames it, race mixing is like that of the devil. And he said that earlier on the stream. You guys can rewind it, play it back. Remember, I said with the white boy, when he says race mixing, this Anglo white boy, he's talking about anti-mulatto man. He's not talking about Asian, because that's most of them. They mix with Asians. They mix with Hispanics. They get Nick Fuentes types and these other weirdo Nazi creeps, right? They mix with these other groups and Arabs, whatever. It's no problemo. Only when it's mulatto man, then they have an issue, because you're going to compete with their bitch ass. You're going to fight them. You're going to beat them. You're the best. You're the gold medal champion. Andre Ward, gold medal boxer, gold medal wrestler, Gable Stevenson, MMA champions, bare knuckle champion, fucking the dude, Julian Lane. You know, I try to give you guys a shout out to all you cats. Like, you guys are the best warriors, the most prolific, the strongest warriors, the best athletes across the sports. Patrick Mahomes, the basketball, you know, Jason, what was the cat's name? Steph Curry, all the sports. The mulatto men dominate in the masculine endeavor, the military, the law enforcement, everywhere. See, they're fearful of you. They do not have you contained and conquered. You become leaders of them in their quote unquote homeland in Wales, the United Kingdom, in the United States, and all these places. You become their leaders. They're fearful of you. They're not fearful of dark-skinned Bantus. They work with dark-skinned Bantus, and the Anglos weaponize dark-skinned Bantus against the mulatto men. And my whole thing is for the mulatto men, stop complaining about these women when it's like you got to stop identifying with dark-skinned Bantu males. They serve Anglo boys. They serve these boys. The guy on the screen, Jason Tatum, the Black Authority, the Tariq Nasheed, the Umar Johnson. They serve the white boy. The Phil Advise show. Okay, all these pro-wax with their mixed race and non-black wives, they serve Anglos. So my thing is, for if you're a mulatto man, why do you identify with people who have another master? Shout out to like Iberian mulatto as well for eloquently pointing it out as well, which I understand, like, but he pointed it out and he expressed it in a way that was very essential. Like, yeah, that's the thing. How the hell is it you're going to convince a mulatto to identify with black when it's like, well, they already have their master, like the guy on the screen. That's who they love. That's their master. They white Jesus. They white God. They go to church on Sunday. They worship their white. This is who they worship. This fucking fake Christian piece of shit. You know, this is Charlie Kirk. You have all these blacks saying R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. If you're a mulatto, man, it's just despicable and disgusting. How are you going to identify with people who like are fucking conquered and serve people who hate you? It makes no sense to me.
Person, day in, day out on the boob tube, academia. I say, hey, you white people, what are you sending your children to these universities for? You're just going to communize them, race mix them. But if your daughter doesn't come home pregnant with a little mulatto, you'll be fortunate.
That last part, I just ended the clip. It took me long enough because I blabbed my mouth a lot, but we're already over 2 hours into this. But the last part he said, why are you sending your kids to these universities? They're just going to race mix them and communize them. And if your daughter doesn't come home with a little mulatto, you be fortunate, you guys. See, this is what it all comes down to. That's why when I see these other mixed race channels or whatever the fuck they call themselves, MGM or light skin, I don't give a damn. Look, this white boy, he's fearful of mulatto men. You hear it in his voice. You hear it in his rhetoric. He doesn't give a shit if you're Hapa or you're Blasian or you're a fucking Mexican. He doesn't care. He's specifically saying he's fearful of mulattoes. He said he's fearful if the little white girl goes to a college. He's like, oh, you should be fortunate if you don't come home with a little mulatto. So you pussy mulattoes who don't like the word mulatto, you can pretend that these people don't see you a certain way, but they do. I recorded this guy's audio a few days ago, and I'm hopping up here live now, September the 20th, 2025. This guy, this boomer white boy, he uttered this a couple days ago. This is fresh and new. This wasn't shit he talked about 10 years ago. This guy's talking this rhetoric right here in 2025. They specifically see you as mulatto. It's very unfortunate you still have pussy mulattoes who think, I don't like the word mulatto. They rather be gay and call themselves biracial. It's very pathetic. You see a lot of these people out here. Like, they don't understand. Like, it doesn't matter if you don't like the word, bitch. These people see you as that. Why haven't you gotten the memo? It's not just me. I mean, my job is to give people some clarity and a different voice out here, even though they don't like me. They don't like my language, my tone, my rhetoric, that's cool, but where else you you know, where else you gonna go? Where else you gonna go? What else you got out here? That's right, you ain't got nothing. You don't have any other men out here with courage and balls to speak this truth. That's right, you ain't got nothing else.
Day in, day out.
Listen to this guy. He specifically says, oh, well, you're going to send your mixed race, or you're going to send your white daughter to a university where they're going to communize them, race mix them, and you'll be fortunate if your white daughter doesn't have a mulatto. He didn't say Hapa. He didn't say Blasian. He didn't say mestizo. So the white female with the Latino boy, they don't, the Anglos don't care about that. They want to bring them into their group because their numbers are so low. They have to accept the Mexicans. The Nick Fuentes types. They need them. They have to include them in their group. Their numbers are too low. They're a global minority. There's more blacks, there's more Chinese, there's more Indians, there's more everybody than them. They're a minority. Their birth rate is declining. The mulatto class is rising, and they fear that. This is why this boy is specifically upset when he says, when that white woman goes to a university and he's saying, oh, you're fortunate if she doesn't come home with a mulatto. I'm trying to drill it in your guys' brain. He didn't say if the white woman comes home with a mixed race Arab or a mixed race. No. He specifically said mulatto. Are you paying attention? Are your ears open? Are you listening? You listen to the white boy. Let's play the clip.
Day in, day out on the boob tube, academia. I say, hey, you white people, what are you sending your children to these universities for? You're just going to communize them, race mix them. If your daughter doesn't come home pregnant with a little mulatto, you'll be fortunate.
He said, if your daughter doesn't come, why are you sending your kids to these universities? If your daughter doesn't come home with a little mulatto, you'll be fortunate. You guys see? Am I making shit up? Is this all just shit and giggles? Like, am I just making this shit up? They're specifically highlighting you, how you are the problem. They're saying it's you. They fear you. And you still think this is a game. Look, they love the arrangement they have with Bantus. It's the mulatto they fear. So I'm going to play this clip in conjunction to prove everything I'm saying. This is Alex Haley's Queen, Part 3. And of course, you have the lady here, Holly Berry, mulatta, dark-skinned guy. And I played this before on one of my live streams, like over a year ago. But I think it's fitting now to play this in conjunction in how you're going to hear this Klansman in this clip, in this movie or this television series, whatever, who publicly says he's fearful of mulattoes, not blacks. Listen, tune in, listen to this. Pay attention.
I love you, Queen. I love you, girl.
Miscegenation is our destruction.
Now, the same language that I played with the other Anglo white boy who said miscegenation, right? That's a term they use, which is like a negative, I guess, way of saying race mixing. Even then itself, race mixing is kind of loaded and negative, right? Just two people liking each other. They're different ethnic, racial backgrounds. It's two people hooking up, right? But to them, right, they're going to call it miscegenation. But he said it's his destruction. Remember, the white boy here at Anglo, the Klanman, he's not talking about the Asian man, the white woman, the Arabic woman, white man. They're not talking about that. Okay, the white boy is talking about the black male and the white woman. And he's going to talk up the reason why he's afraid of that. Because he's going to say, oh, well, these hybrids, they think they're on the same level as us. They think they're better than us. You're damn right, you fucking bitch. Let's play this clip.
The African black was a harmless, docile creature that could be kept in the place that God and the Bible had assigned him.
Now it's Christianity. Remember, he listened to what he said. He said the African black was in a place, a docile creature in a place that the Bible and God can find him. I'm going to put the subtitles on. This is critically important because the other white supremacist I just covered, who's anti-mulatto, what's the same connection? He uses the Bible. They're so holy. It's God. God's against race mixing. God's against miscegenation, right? They're all in fear. They fear the mulatto. They don't fear the Hapa. They don't fear the Blasian. They don't fear the Arab. They don't fear Muslims. They don't fear Polynesian. They don't fear the Mexican. We're going to build the wall. They don't fear Latinos. They fear the mulatto man. Listen to the white boy. He's telling you, listen to him.
Was a harmless, docile creature that could be kept in the place that God and the Bible had assigned him.
You guys hear that? The African black was a docile, harmless creature, a docile, harmless creature that was kept in his place that God and the Bible assigned him. You see how there's like a biblical reference? These blacks were contained, they're conquered, they're slaves. That's what his Klansman's saying. But what he's upset about is this black is going to mix with this white and create a mulatto, a hybrid, and that mulatto thinks they're better than us. That's what they're against. Listen to this. This is the connection here.
But the liberal Yankee and the lecherous Jew have inbred with the animal to create a new and impure race.
You guys see that? He said the liberal Yankee and the Jew have inbred with the animal to create a new and impure race. And what upsets him about this impure race is they think they're equal to the white boy. Listen.
Think of themselves our equal.
They think of themselves as our equal, political, competing for power. This is what it all boils down to. This is why you have to analyze them when they talk about race mixing, like the Nick Fuentes pussy. They say race mix. They're not talking about Asians, whites, Mexicans, whites. They're not talking about that. They're specifically talking about black, white, because they're upset that the mulatto man is going to compete with them for power and market share. And we win. We win. Our track record is very solid historically in Europe, in Rome, in the Caribbean, in South America, in North America. Right now, pussy, our track record is very, very solid. They have an ultra difficult time containing us. We led one of the most successful black revolutions. We armed the blacks. Look what happened in Haiti. And of course, the blacks, they turned on the mulattoes, and the mulattoes ran to Louisiana. We got in Dominican Republic. You guys know the history. But the issue, the thing is that they're fearful of us because historically they see around the planet, we're not docile. They want to contain us. That's why they've weaponized the one-drop rule to throw us in with Bantus to neutralize us. And they see the colorism, the racism, the misandry within the black community, how they're talking shit on light skins. And I look at light skins, blacks, and I feel sorry. I'm like, man, why do you identify with people who don't even like you, bro? Like, they talk shit about your ass every day. Get the fuck away from them, bro. Do your own shit. You're red bone. Like, you're a griff or you're whatever. You're light skin. Like, get the fuck away from them, bro. Don't make it bad for the rest of us. There are some dudes, some light skin on Twitter. I shared the post here on YouTube where I'm like, this light skinned dude's trying to be like, oh, well, my grandma's mixed or something, and like, I'm actually mixed and blah blah blah, but you're still a pussy to Bantus. Like, to me, you're fucking a mark. I don't respect you, homie. Like, what? Like, it's just they're programmed to serve Bantus, but the Bantu serves us. Like, this Anglo guy doesn't fear them because they have them where they want. It's the mulatto man they fear. This is the thing. Like, let's continue on with this clip right here.
They take food out of your mouth. Miscegenation is our destruction.
Same thing the white boy said the other clip I played. He said miscegenation is their destruction. Not white boy and Asian women. No. It's the black male and the white female is what they're upset.
The African black was a harmless, docile creature.
And he says here, The African black was a harmless and docile creature, meaning they have them conquered, they have them contained. They know their whereabouts, they know their movements, they've studied them psychologically, they know exactly what they want. But what they don't know is the mulatto. They don't know the intentions of the mulatto. What does the mulatto want? What is the mulatto doing? What is the mulatto planning? That's where the fear comes into play. And because the mulatto looks you in the eye and knows he's better than you, he thinks and knows he's better than you, that upsets him and hurts their soul. This is why they're against race mixing. This is why Nick Fuentes, who's mixed race, he's against mulattoes. Like I said, the mixed race is code word for them for mulatto. Even though you got mixed race people like Tim Pool, who's half Asian, he's on the right. It's the same shit. You got Sneeko, pussy bitch ass Sneeko, one of these red pill pussies. He's mixed race, but he talks shit about mixed race people. He's got a white boy audience. It's just they toe the same line. Myron Gaines, who's mixed race. I've never heard of him say anything anti-mulatto or anti-mixed race. I give him that. Myron Gaines, the fresh and fit guy. And the thing is, like I said, with Andrew Tate, because he's part of that same clique and circle, he kind of talks shit and trolls his own audience, the white boy incel audience, like about mixed race stuff. So I've heard he's defended his brother more so, Tristan Tate, has defended mixed race people. So I give them that credit where it's due, but I'll leave it at that.
That could be kept in the place that God and the Bible had assigned him. But the liberal Yankees,
Right? They want African black, they said is docile, kept him in a place where God and the Bible assigned him. Like I said, and the guy I played earlier, this movie Queen with Alex Haley and Halle Berry, this is like the 90s, like 30 years ago. But the clip I played with the white boy, Anglo boy, who's like in his 70s, I played, that shit was from like 2 days ago. The same rhetoric, 30 years apart. You guys notice that? The same rhetoric, miscegenation. God is against miscegenation. These mulattoes, mulatto. See, they're highlighting you. And this is why shit's difficult, can be difficult for you men out here in society. They deny you jobs, they deny you access to resources. They promote Bantus, put them in human resources management positions to be against the mulatto man. You guys wonder why shit can be difficult navigating society. You think this is just all pretend or just because it's systemic. Again, you're not a victim. My goal, my job is not to promote this and push this. So you're a victim. You're not. Analyze their rhetoric. See what they're saying about you. Be motivated and take action. You're not a victim. We're not victims. We are the victors. We're the leaders. We're the only race of people who can bring them together and own and be on top of them. We're the ones who will head their governments and be their leaders, their military generals, their presidential leaders, parliamentary members. We have mulattoes in a parliamentary in Germany, mulatto prime minister in Wales, United Kingdom, mulatto presidents, United States. We're the ones who will be their leaders. We're not victims. I'm not positioning this as we're victims. We're not. We have to analyze their rhetoric. They think we're all playing fucking games with them out here. I'm not out here throwing a basketball, playing baseball, playing hockey. I'm not playing with you stupid fucking savages. I'm studying you, I'm analyzing you, and you're damn right I'm irritated. I'm not playing games with you.
Yankee and the lecherous Jew have inbred with the animal to create a new and impure race that think of themselves our equal.
And they're upset because you think yourself that you're their equal. Well, we think we're better than you. We are. And the evidence is proof is there. When it's mano y mano, when we put gloves on, you put gloves on, we beat your fucking ass. We're better than you. When it comes down to it, we're better than you. Show us where you're better than us, because I hear you pussies talk about my IQ. The Jews are smarter than you. Like your IQ ain't all that, boy. Okay, you have to basically hire all these Indians and East Asians to help you out. Like your IQ is not really working out. My IQ, right? How's that working out for you? You guys cry. You vote for Trump. You're so fucked in the ass. It's really despicable. You're a Trump supporter. How the hell can you have an high IQ voting for a fucking imbecile like Donald Trump, who's a stupid fucking doofus? How can you be a Trump voter, Trump supporter, and be logical and act like your IQ? Trump is a fucking idiot. That is sad. And they're still trying to flex this IQ shit or some like conservative like values or something. Donald Trump has been married like multiple times, like divorced, cheats on his wife with fucking porn stars, Stormy Daniels, and you act like you have the moral high ground. What are you people trying to push with this IQ shit? You need to lead with something else. What you lead with was violence. We saw what happened with Charlie Kirk. He got snuffed out by another Anglo. That's what you lead with. It's violence. But the beautiful thing about that is you can't pretend to be this diplomatic, bringing people together, the Constitution, liberty, justice for all. You can't pretend that shit anymore when you're leading with your violence, right? And when everybody else has the same technology that you have, now where do you stand?
They take food out of your mouth. They take the land from our people. They're going to take our women. I'm not afraid to die in defense of my country
Says they're going to take your women.
and my way of life. I'm not afraid to kill for my way of life. It is my sacred duty to God. It is my sacred duty to God.
Cool. I played this before. It's been a while. It's been a minute. I had to play it again in conjunction. Like I said, I'm going to repeat it again. That was with Alex Haley's Queen. I'll share the clip as well. That scene is very crucial because the Klansman publicly told you it's a movie, but the truth is there. He said the African black was a docile creature who knew his place based in the Bible. But what the issue he had is that they want to mix in with the whites and create an impure race. And they think they're better. They think they're the same as equal to whites. That's the same rhetoric that the white boy I just played, who just uploaded that clip a couple days ago, they still think the same way. What other mulattoes talking about this? Where are they at? Where are they at? Where are these mulattoes at? You can just play it safe. Yeah, I gotta be the edgy bad guy out here. Fresh Mulatto puts hello Vanguard. What's up? Shout out to you. They all do this. There's a channel called Only Logical whose entire channel is to bash black women who are with white men. And of course, bash the offspring, black women, white men. The channel is ran by Bantu male. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know about that channel. Yeah. Yeah, there's channels like that. So white men do the same thing to the offspring that they're women with black men. Yep. Black women as well. More rarely, I don't hear white women talking about this at all. Of course not. No, of course not. Like there's a white woman on TikTok with her mulatta daughter, and this white woman's stupid ass. I had to check her ass in the comment section in her video because in her video on TikTok, she was trying to act like she was talking to black people like, oh, well, my daughter, she's a part of your people. I had to check this bitch. I was like, wait a second. This is your daughter who came out of your womb, and you're going to pass off your mulatto daughter to blacks like it's black people's responsibility. And I was like disgusted. But see, thank God I don't have white trash. It's my lineage. My mom's not white trash. Like, and that's what this white woman, she's basically white trash. Baby mama by a black. She has a mulatto daughter, it's and just but the way like she tried to act like your people. She was talking to black people like, what your people like? And I put a comment like, that's your daughter. That's your blood. She came out of you. That's your baby. That's part of you. She's just as much as you as she is part of a black, the father. But you see how this ghetto white trash woman was trying to pass off her own fucking baby to like assign her baby to the black race. That is despicable. That's treason. What are mulattoes going to do about it? Look, it's not our kid. It's not my kid. I don't care. I do care, but I'm saying it's like, well, legally, even ethically, it's like, well, what the hell? I don't have any kids of my own, but at the same time, I see that happening, occurring. I'm like, what can we do? what can we create to where it's like, okay, once the child becomes an adult, they need to be able to have a space to where they can basically fit in and basically exist, because that's where really what the issues occur is when the child grows up, they become an adult, and then they get basically maneuvered into that pro-black vacuum, to serving black people's interests, to be mindless drones. And a lot of times they're gay, they're leftist liberals and pro-black, and they serve black people's interests. And it's like a lot of times they probably have parents like that who brainwash them thinking that they're black or they belong to a black group, and your own damn white mom is passing you off to black people. Like, it's crazy. I didn't have that experience, but I saw that on TikTok a couple weeks ago or so, and I had to put a comment. But then again, like I said, the lady is like white trash. It's unfortunate. Native Americans and Asians descend. They will the use Mexicans and Mestizo and deport them after. Yeah, they'll use the Mexicans and they'll deport their ass. That's what they do. White men historically go around the world and become deadbeat dads and go back. Yeah, exactly. And I talked like nothing happened. I did talked about that. Like saying this guy has no like responsibility for what they do. He's all about the black men. The blacks go to France and the blacks go to Germany and the blacks go to England and they bastardize the white women. But he's not going to say shit about the white boy who goes to the Philippines, Thailand, Brazil, Mexico, and he's not going to say nothing. Of course not. He's got to be a little special victim, little white boy, little MAGA fucking victim. Of course not. It's always the blacks' fault, right? I've noticed in USA a lot of white men that think they're too good for black women when they are young. Once they turn elderly, suddenly they want a 22-year-old black woman. They're 70. Damn, that's crazy. That discrepancy. Yeah, and the funny thing is, I was in the Dominican Republic. I just got back on Monday. I was in the DR for 2 weeks. And I did see in the northern coast, I did see like a lot. There's a lot of Germans, actually. Germans have some businesses who are out in that area, Puerto Plata, Sosua. There was a German that was actually killed by a black Haitian female recently, like a couple days ago. Look it up. It just happened, which is sad. Um, but like there's a lot of Germans out there, but I seen a lot of couples where it's like a white guy, Anglo German guy, and he's got like a black Haitian like partner. I don't know, I guess like a girlfriend experience or whatever you want to call it. And I'm looking at the woman, looking at the guy, like, ugh, this is gross. Like, this is what you pay for? Or this is your arrangement? Like, seems to me like a downgrade, kind of like, I don't know, man. Like, I go out there to live it up, like go to the beach and shit and chill and like eat and just have a good time. And like, I'm looking at it like, bro, what? Like, I seen, and they're older dudes, but even like the women I seen, like, some of these guys I saw, they weren't that much older. They're like in their 40s, but the woman was like in her they're like the same age. But I'm looking at it kind of like, this is what you get, bro. Like, I don't know if I guess you're from Germany or you just want like a black female or something. I don't know. Like, to me, it's like, what? There's no fucking way I'm gonna go anywhere and like settle for that. I guess the standards, I don't know, man. It depends on who you talk to. What I'm saying is I saw a lot of that. I saw white guys, the Anglo, they could be German or American, I don't know, but they're with like black Haitians in a DR, Haitian females, and I'm sitting there like, bro, you don't really have standards, because I don't know. I bet this guy on the screen would take any woman of color right now. Yeah, I think he's married, but I think that guy suffers some. I think Mulattoes punked him when he was younger. He's still upset. Even Nick Fuentes said he's attracted to all races of women, but wouldn't do anything with them because he doesn't believe in race mixing. If race mixing wasn't a thing, he wouldn't. I know he's like a Mexican, right? Fuentes. How the hell are you an Anglo with the name Fuentes? It's just a name, bro. It's just a name. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Keep telling yourself that, boy. While you get conquered, keep telling yourself that. It's just a name, bro. Yeah, okay. This guy sounds like hardcore racist. If he is complaining specifically about mulattoes, he is really a white supremacist. These people are no joke, folks. Yeah. Yeah, you have to listen to rhetoric. And these people, they spread this and espouse this. And then people, like, it doesn't get highlighted. That's my job. My job here is to report this news to you guys, to the public, my audience. That's my responsibility. That's my duty to you, to stay up here late at night, almost 3 hours here, talking to you guys about this, because there's people out here. Like I said, that was a couple of days ago. Was saying that today. Okay. They're saying this now. They're spreading this anti-mulatto rhetoric today. Okay. It's easier. Like I said, you could see black people talking shit about mulattoes all over social media. It's very easy. But then you have these white guys, old boomer white guy who's very sophisticated in his language. But what the tricky, deviant part about it is they use the Bible. I want to highlight that. As I said earlier, because you have other like mixed people who are used to be white supremacists, but they're mixed, and like they use the Bible and act like they're special and shit. But I'm saying, like, that's the white supremacists. They play the same game. Like they use the Bible and act like they're so special, but they use the Bible to be against mulatto men. You got to catch these people. Charlie Kirk loved to talk about black violence. Even his last words was black violence, but don't worry about white violence in his own community. Yeah. And he got snuffed out by a white guy. He was talking shit about blacks, talking about gang violence. They talked about mass shooting. And he said something about, well, the numbers of mass shooting is because of gang violence. And then he got snuffed out by a white guy. You can't make this shit up. I mean, you can write a movie. They're probably going to write a movie about it, and they're going to paint it as if Mr. Kirk was a hero for Christianity and for families and conservatives, right? He's just a white Nazi. They're going to do that, of course. They're going to paint him as a hero. That's what they do, right? Right, and you have the pussy blacks who are going to pay money to watch their little white massa get idolized. That's what they do. But for the mulatto, where do you fall into all this? Do you find that acceptable? People who hate you, are you going to sit there and sympathize with people who hate you? That's my job here, to ask the question, to see where you're at. For the mulattoes, where are you at? Do you sympathize with people who hate you? Don't pull that fake Christian shit like these other fucking Nazi rejects try to do. These little baby mama orbiters and incels. Don't push the bullshit that they're doing. For the straight up men with some balls and courage, like, do you support people who hate you? That's the question, because that's my platform as I analyze this material. I'm like, I'm asking the question, and I want you to answer it. Do you support people who hate you? You see the rhetoric they're pushing against you. Is this acceptable? Okay, what is your destiny? What is your agenda here? So one mixed guy is in the German parliament, yeah. And this guy throws S-fit, amazing, just, yeah, is a white supremacist, yeah. He's trying to frame that the mulatto guy in the parliament, that it's a conspiracy, that the Jesuits, they put him there to attack white people, right? They're spreading dangerous rhetoric. Like I said, I'm going to clip this and send it to the proper channels when I'm done with this stream. I'm telling you guys, record this shit, because nobody else is talking about this. Nobody else is telling mulattoes what's really going on, that there's other people who are wishing death on mulattoes. Literally, this is 3 hours we're in this now. I just covered the material. That dude literally wished death on that mulatto man who's serving the German parliament. His name is Hubbard. Let me get let me show you guys his exact name. Charles Hubbard. Charles Hubbard is his name. And the guy I talked about, the white supremacist boy, he was wishing death on this guy. The guy that serves in German parliament, Charles Hubbard. And he was trying to frame this mulatto man as if it's like a conspiracy, that the Jesuits, the Catholic Church, they put him there to destroy the white race. And they're not gonna they're not gonna ever give this man credit. The white racists aren't. They're not gonna say that this man had to swim through shit and fight battles and people clowning him, hating on him. They're not going to give that man credit. They're going to say he's a, like Charlie Kirk's racist ass. They're going to say he's a DEI hire. He only got there because of DEI. It's not because he's qualified and credentialed and worked hard. Oh no. The white racist is going to say it's DEI. You were just given that position just because. That's, yeah. And then you got blacks crying for Charlie Kirk. You guys are fucking marks. I don't respect. And like I said, especially if you're mixed race, you're a stupid piece of fucking shit. I don't respect none of you fucking whores and bitches. Just unsubscribe and get off of my shit. Okay? You want to cry, because I already said this in the last stream. These same whores, they're going to cry. They got black kids by a black guy, okay, and they're sorry. Oh, Charlie Kirk, R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. These same piece of shit whores are gonna complain about you, the biracial man. They're gonna call you racist. They're gonna call you, the biracial man, anti-black. They're gonna call you, the biracial man, anti-black. They're gonna call you racist. But the same whore, she is gonna like basically lionize and basically give a eulogy and sympathize with Charlie Kirk, who is a straight racist. Like, you see there's a lot of misandry and anti-biracial man rhetoric. I'm trying to get the men to understand. Look, wake the fuck up. Stop simping, paying for these bitches. Seriously. Stop, because there's some of these guys, they're even supporters of mine. Their comments and whatever, but then they've cash apped these same people who don't like biracial men, but they like the white man, the racist white guy. They give the white racist white guy a pass. Charlie Kirk. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. The same fucking whore is going to sit there and call you a colorist and anti-black because she's got black kids. But the thing is, it's like they say nothing about Charlie Kirk. They honor the white boy. Do you mulatto men see what's going on? How this quote unquote women of your image, some of them, I'm not saying all, I'm not absolute. I'm pointing out the problematic ones who got bastard kids by blacks. The same ones will respect and honor and lionize the white boy, Charlie Kirk, but they'll look at you and say you're problematic. They'll say you're racist and colorist, but yet they respect Charlie Kirk. How does this shit work? You can't make this shit up. It's clearly like anti-biracial man rhetoric. And I got the Al Show's comment. You already know the Al Show. You've been in these circles long enough before me, Al. You're older, man. You've been around and way before me. There's a lot of people who are anti-biracial man. Let's call a fucking spade a spade. And some of these people, yeah, they're going to be R.I.P. Charlie Kirk, he's a Christian, some fucking whore, baby mama, Christian. They're going to say R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. But they'll look at you, the biracial man, and they're going to call you anti-black. Make this shit make fucking sense. Make it make sense, man. I mean, I can expound on that further if I need to, but it's so insane. You see these losers, man. They got black kids by a black dude, and they're like R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. But these are the same people, the same females who fucking cry and complain about biracial men calling us anti-black. You guys are fucking losers, man. You don't have enough simps to really back your shit up. You really don't. If this white supremacist is anti-Catholic, then that sounds like old school Klan. Yeah. He's like old school Klan sympathizer. He's like a Confederate sympathizer, even though he's a California boy living in Pennsylvania. He's gonna blame the Catholics, the immigrants, and shit, right? Because a lot of immigrants are Catholic, right? In Mexico or whatever, and even historically, they're from Italy and Ireland, Catholic, right? I never thought Colin Kaepernick should have been the focal point in protest in NFL. I don't think, The Owl Show. Yeah, you raise a logical point. Why doesn't he go to Idaho? Yeah, there's mostly white. I've been there. Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Northwest, it's mostly white. So yeah, why doesn't he go there? He's in Pennsylvania, like, and then, even then he can go to Europe. He can go to like places in most of France is white. In Paris, they always highlight Paris because it's a big giant city, and they say a lot of blacks or African immigrants. Okay, well, everywhere else in fucking France is white. Go to Germany, go to, they sensationalize, a lot of this stuff when most of these areas are white. Even the United States, a lot of these states are white. You know, but they don't want to go. I mean, they still want to cry. Even when they go to those places, they still want to cry. So I don't know. These people, they want to be victims, man. They want to take the black, basically, blueprint of being like a proud victim and getting sympathy. That's really what it is. I'm saying they want to be proud victims. And I tell these mulattoes, you're not a victim. You're the victor. You're the owner of them. You're the leaders of them in everything, in every endeavor, business, medicine, military, economics, everything. I think the thing where we fuck up in is in the industry. Collaborating, a cohesive network in industry is where we really fuck up in. We work for too many other people instead of working for ourselves, networking and building. Because with medicine, science, technology, military, law enforcement, politics, we already have a lock in all these fields. It's the industry, which is the economy, which is the engine that basically controls everything else, is where we're kind of we really are lacking a cohesive network and structure. It's the industry, that aspect. But with this type of network, we're definitely going to change that. We raise a logical point. They could go to Idaho, which is a breeding ground. White supremacist guys like him, yeah, and like northern Idaho, Point Falls, yep, Coeur d'Alene. I've been to these places. I drove through to see what it's like in these areas back in 2019. Very interesting, quiet, kind of low key spots. Yeah, Spokane, Washington, Coeur d'Alene, and all. Yeah, Idaho, Montana, Idaho, Washington, Oregon. Yeah, that's their stomping grounds, right? Didn't they have that case out there, Rudy Ridges? Where was that at? In Idaho, somewhere out there, right? I think that most white Christians in America are white first. Exactly. Yeah, they call it Christian nationalism. Yeah. There's white supremacists. It's just their rebranding. That's what Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA, the whole patriot movement, the conservatism, they're rebranding white supremacy, right? To make it more innocuous and more socially acceptable to the public. And they have stupid baby mamas and blacks who fall for it. Like, it's there. But that's what I'm saying. As a mulatto, you cannot co-sign like the matriarchy baby mama leftovers. Like, do you want to fail with them? Do you want the same results? If you're a man with some dignity, create your own shit, your own network, your own destiny, your own blueprint. Lay it out. What are your goals? Accomplish your goals, lay that out and follow that. Network with other like-minded men. Like, don't, because some of these guys, just because someone's mixed or they're mixed race identified, they'll like cash app and support these people. And it's like, well, what the fuck, man? You're supporting someone who's like pro Charlie Kirk, pro white supremacist, pro baby mama. That doesn't make any sense. How are you a mixed man with dignity supporting people who are against you? And they're fake Christians. They hide behind that Christian shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, with this whole stream with the guy I covered, that was his whole thing: biblical Christianity, race mixing, Christian. It's like, these are fake Christians, bro. So basically, their Christianity is subservient, yeah, to their whiteness. They also worship white Jesus. You hit the nail on the head. Yeah, their white race is their religion. Christianity is just like the little fairy tale they use to prop it up, but it's their white supremacy is their religion. Exactly. Yeah, so the Christianity is used as a tool. Yep, exactly. Yep. From the years I've been watching you've been watching me for years. You do seem more conservative socially in terms of the rainbow stuff and immigration. Did you change? No, I didn't change. You're absolutely right. Like the rainbow stuff, I don't know what you mean by that. Like, I'm not gay. I'm not pro gay, I'm not against gay. It's just it's not a lifestyle I endorse. It's not my business. Like if you're a consenting adult, I don't care. The issue I have, I would say, with the rainbow stuff is you have predators who are gay. Yeah, there's stalkers. I have a stalker who's a bisexual stalker. He was abused by his mulatto dad. So now he has it in for all mulatto men. So he's a stalker. And like what they'll try to do is they'll try to put people against each other. And there's women who do that too. There's lesbian women who they're upset that I have a audience. I have mulatto women who like look up to me and support me, who love what I'm doing. And there's lesbian women who are hateful because of that. So what they'll try to do, these gay and lesbian people, is they'll try to put a wedge in between straight people. They'll try to get straight men and straight women to fight each other so that they can basically have diversion tactic. They can come in and swoop up and like get sympathy points and try to turn people against each other. That's the main thing I have, is that like the subversive nature of some of them. I'm not saying all, but I'm saying there are some who are gay or bisexual, whatever, or lesbian, where like they're gay. Like why don't they just go do gay stuff? Like I don't know, like they come to a straight guy and like they want to cause trouble. Like that's what the issue is. Like they're gay, but like they have a gay agenda, but they want to come to me, a straight man, and they want to like put women against me and like tell women that I'm bad, like straight women, right? That's the main thing that I'm against, is how they're upset that there's straight people who support me and they want to turn straight women like against me. So that I'll just say that as far as the alternative lifestyle, that's where I stand on that. I don't what they do, if you're a man or woman, your business, but when you try to put straight people against each other for your gay agenda, that's an issue. That's basically heterophobia. And the immigration stuff, yeah, I voted for Donald Trump in 2016, single policy voter based on his immigration stance. And he was a fucking lousy president. He fucked up. He didn't handle the whole C-19. He was a shitty president. He said a lot of stupid stuff. He's still saying stupid stuff. I didn't vote for Trump in 2024. He's a failure. He was a failure the first term. I voted for him in the first term, 2016, single policy voter, the immigration, strong immigration. Yeah, I believe in a strong immigration policy. And and so that's where I stand on immigration. I don't know what else do I need to clarify as far as immigration. What else? The wall is that I don't think the wall is sufficient. I think it's a pretty stupid idea. It's more so basically taxing these businesses and employers who want to undercut Americans and pay a cheaper wage to illegals, you know. But I don't agree with this whole ICE roundup and shit where like some illegal who's working at like a car wash place or something, you want to go in there and like send the guy back. It's just stupid. Like I thought it was supposed to be for like criminals and shit, if you're an illegal and you commit a crime or something like that. But they're going after people who are like just working men and shit, working women. It's fucking stupid. I'm not with all this ICE raids bullshit. You know, that's why I didn't vote for Trump this whole second term. I was like, this is just too weird and wacky, and you already fucking lost you know, you tried to pretend like the election was stolen from you. You lost. The sympathy wasn't in your hands. Okay. Back in 2020, you lost all the sympathy points. The public wasn't with you, man. You know, the whole like the C-19 and the Jan 6, and you lost. The public moved away. Like with the whole George Floyd situation and C-19, the energy in the public sphere, like the majority of the public was not with you, bro. They didn't support you, but you wanted to pretend like it was stolen. The liberals, they stole it. You want to spread the conspiracies. Okay, look, you got the office now. People don't like the Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe. He's a fucking potato. Okay, he's old, you know. And Trump is turning into that right now. He's old as hell, looks pretty mentally ill. Let's see what's going on next couple of years. I don't know if I answered all of that. The politics in America is pretty wacky. Okay. We have shitty politicians to choose from. I don't make the rules. I'm just a guy with an attitude and some balls and a microphone. But with immigration rainbow stuff, I think I basically answered all of that. So I'm going to move on. The great irony is that extreme white supremacy is anti-Semitic while serving God, who is a Jew. Yeah, Jesus is a Jew, but like Nick Fuentes, he's a Catholic though too. So this is why they had to make Jesus white in order to be more. Yeah, Jesus was an Anglo according to them. It's yeah, in Palestine or whatever, right? Yeah, the sun's out, but Jesus is like a pale skin Anglo. Yeah, okay. At the end of the day, this is all just whites seeking to maintain their dominance over non-whites. Anything can be used as a tool to maintain dominance. Yeah, Christianity, you're right. Theology. They're going to use theology, theory. They're going to use the Bible, biblical reference, theology as a tool for dominance. That's all it is. You're in Africa, so you understand. You understand how it's been worked and how it's been very successful in Africa. Nigeria, Ghana, West Africa, even East Africa, and more so like in like Kenya, etc., right? Uganda, Rwanda, and Somalia, it's destabilized, right? And Eritrea and Ethiopia, they fought outside forces like in Italy, etc. So they kind of held their ground. Sudan's Islam. So yeah, you understand, I think, Elroy, you're in South Africa. But how like the religious, their theology has had a lot of dominance over the African groups there and tribal groups, and specifically in West Africa, like Nigerians and shit. It's like, damn. And they're all, not all, but a lot of them are Christian. It's how did that work out? The objective, the one drop rule is to ensure white purity and uphold white supremacy. This is why black people who adhere to it are ironically upholding, yeah, white, yeah. Any black person, what they'll do is they'll say like, well, we still have a one drop rule. That's a racist black person. That's a black person who's racist and anti-mulatto. Or and like, yeah, they uphold white supremacy. When the police pulls you over, the white policeman, he's going to remind you, you black. Yeah, that's a racist black person. Like, and we get that over here on this channel, that my audience, my core supporters, you see them in the chat. Like we get that. We understand. It's very obvious. Like a lot of blacks, like they're in America, they're basically indoctrinated and they're willingly supporters of white supremacy, right? And they're powerless and they want power. So they look at mulattoes, they want to look at us and think they can get power over us. And they're upset because they see men that are basically pushing back. Like, I don't identify with you. I'm not interested. Right. That's why their target mainly is the women. They know it's easier. Like they try to punk Tyla and other mixed women like Miss Mulatto, right? They want to her to change her name. And yeah, they usually always target the women, right? Because they know it's an easier basically battle. They know what the men, they hate us anyways. They're not, they've already made it to where it's like, oh, you light skin. But when you're a light skinned guy and you're like, oh, wait a second, you're a dark skinned Bantu, all of a sudden it's out of bounds. And then you got light skinned biracial baby mamas who want to call you racist. How the hell did that happen? How the hell is it that the biracial, because she's got black kids by a black guy? I'm trying to tell the biracial guys, like, and how the hell are you going to support that? You think that person's on your team when they never call out the dark skinned Bantu guy, but they have something negative to say about the biracial man? Don't you think that's weird? Like, so you like, whose side are they on? Oh, okay, because they're Christian. Remember, they're Christian. Yeah, they're white supremacists. Got it. Yeah. In Africa, most black people also have a purity mindset, which is why they don't claim mixed people as black. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was called white in Ghana, Obrumi or white. Yeah, they have a purity mindset that they one drop mulattoes into whiteness, basically. Even if you're a griff, if you're like a Chris Brown, or even a guy with a complexion like a Will Smith. In America, Will Smith is black. I know some of these dummies are going to try to say he's mixed race. I don't care. Or even, technically, like a guy like uh Dave Chappelle. His mom is like light skinned mixed. So Dave Chappelle, technicality would be like a griff, I guess. But yeah, he's black passing. So in Africa, they wouldn't one drop him. But like a Chris Brown, they'd say he's white. They'll say a guy like yeah, for sure, T.I., they'll say he's white. Or they'll say like even a Will Smith, guys of his complexion, they'll say he's white. In a place that I've been to in Ghana, For me, they called me white. I was like, damn, really? I'm white? In America, they never call me white, but over here, I guess, I don't know. It's just, it's different culture, right? They one drop you into whiteness over there. This is why there are all these online dysphoria wars between black Africans, black Americans, because black Americans want Africans to accept mixed people as black. It will never happen. Interesting. Interesting perspective, yeah. Black Americans literally want black Africans to accept the one drop rule while at the same time distance themselves from their African roots and claiming not to be African. Yeah, it's just they're confused. Yeah. You can't, yeah. There's what else can I say on that? They're confused, yeah. They want to distance themselves from Africans, which we don't. And shout out to Mulatto Mindset, because me and him are on the same page. And also there's another mulatto gentleman who's not making content right now. His channel is the Ant Report. Me and him were the same way. Like I did a live stream because he's been to Ethiopia and I've been to Ghana. We did a live stream a while back talking about that, where it's like, well, we're proud of our African roots. Like I went to Ghana, cried, connecting with my roots. Like we're proud. Like we wear it on our sleeve. Like we're proud of our African roots. We've never hid away. Someone like me, proud mulattoes, never ran away from the fact of our Africanness. And but you don't see, you see with a lot of black Americans, they're trying to pretend like they're not African, like they're like indigenous. It's just weird shit. Like I've never fallen in line with that crap, you know. But yeah. Yeah, that's what the guy said, docile creature, right? Yeah. It's funny when those types of people use religion to justify their racism. Yep. Yeah. And also they try to justify their morality as well, saying that like they have a right. Like they act like there's so much more, but they're baby mamas and shit too. It's like, well, you have a bastard kid out of wedlock. That's not very biblical. How the hell are you a Christian? And like you don't submit to your husband. You submit to man. Like, see, they never answer these questions. They just make all the excuses. They try to use that against you, like they're more moral than you and shit. They're a little like sky daddy. Like if that means anything to me, like they're not disciplined though. It's funny when people use religion to justify their racism. Our religion has nothing to do with race. It's supposed to be independent. Yeah. Yeah, they use that religion as their racism. Trump's immigration policies are so stupid. Why wasn't somebody like the Cuban guy who decapitated the Indian guy in Texas not deported? Interesting. Yeah, that happened in Dallas, right? It was a Cuban. He decapitated an Indian. That's fucking crazy. I think it was in some motel or something. That's crazy. Yeah, I heard about that. That is crazy. I don't know what the fuck that was all about, man. That was weird. Yeah. Yeah, Trump's immigration policies. Yeah. I mean, I just saw something on X how he's basically going to initiate more H-1B visas for Indians, which is a shocker. I'm not shocked. That's what Elon Musk was proposing with Vivek Ramaswamy with the Doge Department of Government Efficiency. That's when Trump won, several months back, that's immediately what he proposed. Let's get more H-1B visas, bring more Indians in. And Trump's base was like, fuck, pause, fuck that. We want Americans to get those jobs, They had a whole schism in MAGA. It's been very slightly entertaining, but sad to see like MAGA implode on itself. Like just the past several months. It hasn't even been a year. It's very pathetic. It hasn't even been 1 year. And all the shit that's going on with the whole H-1B visas, Elon Musk and Charlie Kirk and all this shit, it is very pathetic and sad. How are you MAGA voters? How are you feeling? I mean, I see a lot of you people, you mulattoes, you think you control me and shit, sending me stupid shit about the libs and the liberals. Like, I'm a gun-owning American. I'm not even a fucking liberal. I'm just not MAGA. I'm basically, I would say I'm a Republican that's against Trump, against MAGA. I guess you can say that if you want to say that. Yeah, I mean, I guess more moderate. I consider myself more moderate, but am I more right leaning? Like the person already alluded to in the chat. Let me see if I can highlight the comment. They said immigration stance and LGBT. This person here, I don't know who the hell this is. They made a comment about right here. From the years I've been watching you, damn, years? Years, really interesting. You do seem more conservative socially. So this is someone who's per their observation, whatever. Yeah, I would say more moderate. Yeah, more, like I said, and I already answered your question. But did it change? No, I'm just not MAGA. I don't like MAGA. They're fucking racist, they're scum, and they're fucking stupid. They're not smart. They're dumb. Their asshole is wide open to be fucked. They're not the brightest people. They're fucking dumb. I have no respect for MAGA. That's basically what it is. But do I fall in line with like the conservative, the family values? I love my family. The best people in my life is my family. I love my family. I family values, the whole Christian stuff. Okay, I mean, I was raised Christian, but like I said, as I covered on this stream, you see the white racists, the white radicals, they use Christianity to cover up their white racism, just like Charlie Kirk and even baby mamas, they do the same shit. They use Christian, the racist, the former, quote unquote, former Nazis. They're same people like Charlie Kirk. They use their racism, or they use the Christianity to cover their racism, right? So that's problematic. So I wouldn't really fall in line with the whole like the faith-based situation with Christianity, but with the immigration and the whole like rainbow, like the alternative lifestyle, I don't give a damn what two consenting adults do. But I'm just saying, like, for me being in social media in this kind of space, like the most aggressive people that I've seen attack me have been like some of them have been from that like the alternative community. Because one guy is a stalker, is a zillion sock puppet accounts. He was abused by his biracial dad. And so now he wants to basically project his abuse onto all the other biracial men. And it's, you know, it's a creepy guy, right? And they have internalized trauma. So you have that. You have people like that who are from that community, and that's what they do, you know. And then you have women, like I said, who are lesbian, where they're like they're upset because women like me. A lot of women like me, right? And around the planet, I can go around the planet, and a lot of women will want to talk to me. They want to deal with me, and so there's lesbians who are jealous about that, and so they try to like tarnish my reputation and sabotage. And so that's the issue I have. Like I said, with that is when these LGBT people get in the way of like straight people. You know, I don't care what they do with their own community and their own group. It's not my business. You know, but when they come to straight people and they want to like mess with us in our group, it's an issue. So I'll leave it at that. The black identified mulattoes tend to be successful in leading these pro-black movements. You're right. Yeah, that's why the white supremacist guys singled mulattoes out. Yeah, they're very successful. And there's actually a lot of mulatto men, not a lot, but there's a few who actually run black organizations who are followers, supporters of mine who've consulted with me, you know, because like this content, this material, like you don't have, this is very unique niche, like, and you have to kind of come looking for this. I'm not recruiting. I don't give a damn if you people listen or not. I appreciate you hitting the like button, you tune in, whatever, but like it's going to reach the people it's going to reach. I ask people usually if I get comfortable with you, whatever, mulatto, I'll message you. How did you find me? How'd you find me? And most of you guys, you say, well, you searched. Went in the search bar, you typed in mulatto, and you just stumbled upon my material, right? So I don't give a damn. I'm not trying to recruit any of you. I don't give a shit. I'm just, you know, you guys find me, right? That's really what it comes down to. And there's some of these guys who they're leaders of their organizations, and they're mulatto, they identify as mulatto, but they're still like leaders of like black organizations, and they realize like, damn, it's they're kind of having a conflicting kind of, you know, position they're presented with, because they realize they hear what I'm saying, I'm espousing, like this guy's saying the truth, like he's kind of waking me up, but they don't want to jeopardize their position. Yeah. Let me continue on. He put a price fee on 100K for these visas. Oh, you're talking about the H-1B visas. Yeah. Trump needs to actually deport the real criminals. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to you, Iberian Mulatto. Okay, guys, I've been going on long, probably pissed off a lot of people. That's good. That's good. That's my job. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you guys next time pretty soon. All right. Make sure you hit the like button. And yeah. That's it. Peace out.